Yeah, I'm dead. Yo, Trish, what's up? Quite the yo today. I'm not feeling great today, anyways. So, lining up. Hey, Grin Villain, Lou Bars, Ketchup, Yee, Yanzano, Toys, Ash, Lena, Taz, Flard, Jack the Ripper, Commander Keen. Hey, everybody, what's up? Happy Friday! It's Friday. That's great. I'm wearing a grapefruit colored shirt. It just doesn't get better than that. That's a magical combination. That is the peak life experience. Fridays. Hey, Zoe. Thanks for the first time chat. Hey, Toys. Thanks for the first time chat. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you. Don't have the Rona. Oh, no, it's not that. It's my... I never ever talk about this stuff, but... no, I have an autoimmune joint, erosive joint condition, and it kind of comes and goes. Some days I have, or some weeks basically, or week or two, I'll have kind of flare ups and be miserable for a week, and then, it'll go away for a month or two, and it's great. Feel like I'm kind of feeling not great today. Might be the start of a bad week. We'll see. Just depends. They're just kind of, not only do I get some instance of a joint that's hurting a lot, but usually like kind of all over sort of fatigue or fogginess or whatever it's called. I don't know. I am indeed on medication. Yeah, too many. I got a big pile of pills I have to take every day. Oh, look, one's green screen. That's funny. Hey, Grinville, thanks for 100 bits. Hey, Selvin. Hey, Desmond. 15 months is insane. Bioluminescent Shaman. No Shaman today. Did we play Shaman yesterday? No, but there's just no new Shaman stuff. No new Shaman stuff. Regis, did you watch it? I did, dude. Yeah. It was indeed very funny watching me be miserable. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Raren and I did a video. It was published today on his channel. Go check this out. Here you go.
Regis, is this a real card?
I wish it were a real card. I would play Lady Fiona in every single deck. It's great stats.
So you can tell that this is a fake card.
That's a fake Hearthstone card.
But can you tell if this is a real Hearthstone card or not?
I still don't know. Go watch the video to find out. Check it out on Raren's channel if you want. I'm too lazy to link it, so just look for Raren on YouTube. Regis is popping pills. Yep. That's right. I love it. Let me tell you, I went from not going to the doctor for like, I think it was literally like 8 years I didn't go to the doctor. From like 21 to 29, like years of age. Literally didn't go to the doctor. Like, not a checkup, I didn't get sick. And nowadays I feel like I'm at a doctor all the time. You gotta get your blood work tested. You gotta get an MRI. You gotta get, all this garbage. It's so miserable. I hate it. I don't actually mind the being sick so much as the trips to the doctor and stuff. It's like, oh my God. Like, yeah, it sucks to be sick sometimes, but I can power through that, like, you can get over that. It's the trips to the doctor, I lose time. It's like, ugh, please. But honestly, if it was just me, I would like just tank it, but you have to take care of it because otherwise my joints will erode and I won't be able to function or walk or use my hands when I'm old. So I have to take medicine to keep my levels, my inflammation levels in check and stuff. Otherwise, I would just be like, screw it. But, that would be cool to not be unable to function later. Joint-wise. Anyway, I hate talking about this stuff, as you can tell. It came up. I'm not feeling great today. I just wanted to give that context, not the full details, but I never talk about it, so once every 6 months I bring it up. So anyway, we're going to play Murloc Warlock to start, I think. Murloc Warlock got some buffs. And I want to play it. We played Curse Warlock yesterday. They got buffed. It felt really good. The early data on it doesn't look super good yet. It's like tier... Well, no, I don't even know. Tier 4 still. It got a win rate percentage bump, but not enough yet. I feel like we just owned with it, though. I wonder if people are playing School Teacher yet. Yeah, see, the most popular lists still don't have School Teacher. I feel like that really made a big difference. I feel like, oh, yeah, okay. There are some good lists. This is still kind of old data. It's last 7 days. It's not fully updated yet, but this was kind of the staple list before. Lower sample size. New list, School Teacher, 59% win rate so far, and it becoming a pretty reasonable sample size. This is also School Teacher list, though, only 52. I don't know if one of these is the one we made, or... did I have Rust-Rod Viper? I don't remember. I don't know. I think I had Branzola. That has Branzola. Yeah, I think I had 2 Spice Bread Bakers. I think I had the one Twisting Nether one. Yeah, I think this is mine, because I didn't have the Goldshire Knolls. So yeah, we currently have the best School Teacher Cursed Warlock list. I think that's mine. I mean, I don't know 100%, but it's pretty close anyway. Which is cool. Hey, Mrs. Kilbin, high five. Where you going? No, I love it when you bother me. It's my favorite. You like my grapefruit? Sherbert? Which you want to eat me up? Ow. Yes. There you go. You made it on camera. Good job. Is there a better streamer than Regis? No, there is not. Mrs. Kilbin would be, but she won't do it. Bet 2 acorns that Murloc is still better than anything Priest has. I think so. The moral of this, if I ever got to it, Mrs. Kilbin distracted me, is that it's looking like it's going to be a tier 2 deck, maybe. Maybe even getting close to tier 1. So Murloc Warlock over the last day from Diamond to Legend is high tier 2 now. So Murloc Warlock might end up being one of the better decks in the game. And this list in particular is pretty standard stuff, just all the Murlocs. But, you know, Hasharan Scavenger and Bloodscent Vilefin both got cheaper. So hopefully make this deck a little bit faster. So nothing too shocking here, nothing surprising. A lot of Murlocs, but buffed Murlocs might be high tier. Murloc Warlock. Can we hit Legend with the Murlocs? How are the nerfs and buffs feeling? I think pretty good. Pretty good. I knew you were way bigger than Mrs. Kilbin, but the scale of those hands is insane. Well, I am a lot larger than her, but we took this photo the other day. I don't know. It was one of those like kind of like a foreshortening thing or something. Where like I'm closer to the camera and she's further away. I don't know if this will come through very clearly because I'm holding it up to the... I obviously could send this to myself and do it digitally, but this should be fine. I look like I'm literally a different species than her. Look at that. Her head looks like it's like it looks like it's a tiny fraction of my head. I think it was just like a, you know, kind of Lord of the Rings style foreshortening. Like I was super close to the camera and she's far away, but she looks like I could pick her up and hold her. Okay, Shard Scavenger on 1 is pretty sweet. Or I guess Void Gill on 1, Scavenger on 2. Then go from there. I mean, do I keep the Seer to just buff those? It's really good. I don't know that they'll die right away. I like the kind of board-based line here. Of course, if I got a Vilefin into some Sunken shenanigans, that could be more interesting. I think I'll save the Scout for reload later. Just go for max tempo stat lines here. We didn't hit a 1-drop, but with coin, that's fine. We're gonna fix that ourselves. Iced Man thanks to the prime. Oh, War Leader's a good follow too. Wow. Void Gill dying now probably wouldn't even be necessarily a bad thing, right? Like, go ahead and kill it. I don't care. Quick Shot thanks to the 11 months, man. Insane. Yeah, I think we just take the trade here, make sure we buff as soon as possible. They're gonna kill it anyway, and then that means this won't be buffed, so. Sure, I lose 3 damage face, but that's okay. This is a deck that typically doesn't care about... Like, usually if we get the face damage, it's going to be like in a big 15 damage chunk in the mid game. Once I've stabilized a board, it'll be less about like kind of chippy damage throughout the game. I mean, you obviously want chip damage. You want to get them low enough for that 15 to matter, but it still takes a push or two to get there. This is unfortunately an awkward fill currently, but Seer's gonna stabilize this board very hard if I want. Do I go ever for 2/2 drops? This could be a 3/4. Doesn't contest. Oh no, it's bigger because of the war leader. Duh. Oh, in that case, this scout could trade, but I want the value trade, I guess, right? This is weird to put kind of both of my reactive Murlocs in. I don't know. It makes me a little nervous. Makes me a little nervous. But it's a little better for a curve fit. I think we want to make sure we spend our mana as a Murloc. Get it? We're a Murloc. Wild Bill, dude, thanks for the 13 months. TP on my PP. Will I upload the opening of the Ben Broad box to YouTube? I will, yeah, actually. We're going to go watch the gameplay video that came out yesterday. Some of you mentioned it, and I didn't know there was 2 videos. I watched it last night, but later today in the stream, we'll watch it, and I'll edit all that together for a single video, kind of a reveal, gameplay, reaction type thing, box opening. All of that stuff together. Okay, so this is pretty insane with Cold Light Seer. Although, also, I could just take the Scavenger. It kind of does the same thing as Seer, but gives me 1 billion damage as well. Gonna be able to clear the board anyway. Oh my god, I don't draw cards. Every time, dude, every time. I can, though. I can tap draw. Yeah, it's better. It's better. This is really good. Actually insane. I'm trying to think about health breakpoints. Ping denial is kind of interesting. 6 mana Blizzard is actually something as well, though. So maybe we go here. I mean, they're almost dead. I don't even know. Wish these could go face. Very close to just killing them. Oh, monster board. Oh, Blizzard. Yeah, okay. I think we'll still go. Oh yeah, we'll definitely go for. Definitely go for a big stabilization here again. Gigafan, I mean, yeah, getting late in the game, it's gonna be playable. It's a high cost from a health standpoint, but it's okay. We can risk a little health. No problem. What's a good replacement for Ashara? Oh, I don't think there is. If you mean in this deck. Oh, Thief Rogue? Queen Ashara? You don't need Queen Ashara and Thief Rogue. You'll be fine. Pretty much anything. In this deck, you've got to have Ashara and Scavenger, I think. The payoff is just too high. The Keleseth effect, basically, of this one is insane. As you see. Cool. Well, that worked exactly as expected. That was great. Man, that tank top. Woo! You gotta get out of here. I'm getting distracted. I can't handle it. Replacement for Gigafin? I think you could cut Gigafin from this deck. Yeah, I actually almost wonder if he's not a great fit. I saw some people running Battlegrounds Battlemaster at the top end because it's a bit more of like a finisher. Gives you some push and damage if you stick a board of, you know, a 5-attack Murloc. Battlemaster makes a lot of sense. Whereas Gigafin is this kind of hedge almost, where it's more about swinging instead of, you know, developing or killing. So I kind of like that better, but this was the go-to list on HS Replay, so I wanted to play sort of the straight one. Okay, so Tiny Fin's really good to enable Chum Bucket. Against Priest, I wonder if we take a little bit of a slower line here, where we more kind of build up a hand in the mid game. and accrue resources and then buff it. You don't obviously want to give Priest too long to get started. But I think overwhelming them with medium-sized minions is probably going to be better than kind of playing out one thing at a time to let it get removed and then let it get removed. So maybe play for that big mid-game. Ooh, this is actually insane. I guess this happens on 4 always, right? Should maybe try to put in a Murloc that's going to live just to set up turn 4. Well, we can make it this one. I think this lives sometimes. Slightly less likely to live, but it's good to have this before the Vile Fen anyway, so. Either way, this is just insane. I don't ever hold for the Ravager Greed, do I? I don't think so. I could hold till turn 5 and go for the Ravager to get a monster buff. That's sort of annoying, but it doesn't attack anything right now. I mean, I guess there's always like a silence potential. Oh my god, dude. I could play this. How much greed do I go for, dude? I mean, it's so greedy. If I do play these though, I'm only buffing 3 Murlocs. I don't think it's good enough. I think I'm gonna greed. I could still chum bucket here on 3 Murlocs and have an extra buff in hand, basically. But I could also wait until turn 5, play the Gorlock, and then just get like a god tier Giga buff. I think that might be what I do. Should have played this first, actually. Shoot. Well, I don't know. This is a pretty good freaking chum bucket, dude. I don't think I can pass this up. This is really good. Murloc Tiny Fin's insane right now. Yeah, I can't greed that hard. I can't greed that hard. This is insane. That's too greedy. This is still a very good hand, obviously. That's too greedy. So next turn, I can go like Vile Fin, Scavenger. It's interesting, right? Like this watch post in its own right with the other watch post doesn't really do a lot. They need another minion to enable the like silences don't really help either. It's just I don't know. It's kind of not doing my. Oh, we only have I forgot we got to play a 2-drop here, which is no problem. This Tiny Fin's carrying, man. All the greed. Yeah. The Elon deck. Greedy. I'm not saying hello to you, Regis. I'm saying hello to future me watching this on the VOD later tonight at work. Okay. Well, hello, Flammable Dormouse. Future Flammable Dormouse, that is. These each go to 4. I mean, this is looking like a lethal of some sort, right? That's 12, 16. Actually, maybe not. Can't quite go face as hard as I want. I wonder. Ravager ever fix that? No. Nothing else really goes face, right? I guess a War Leader would set me up, but I don't. It's not easy to draw one. I guess I could go Vile Fin War Leader. There was not one at the bottom currently, but we could find one at the bottom. Let's try that. Yeah, no such luck. It's okay. Another bucket. All right. Cool. I just don't think that's really all that inherently risky to us. Was I really one off lethal? Did I miscount? 12, 18. I don't know what I said. I feel like I was more than one off though.
It is finished. You win.
Either way, that works. Cool. Dude, this deck feels good. I haven't really played that much Murloc. I think we played a little early in the expansion, and that was the last time. Ted 2000 dropped 6 months. Usually lurk on your YouTube. Forgot my subscription is renewing one, so thanks for cranking out great content. Well, thanks, Ted. It's really nice, man. Parthmore, thanks you for the 100 bits. How are the balance changes? I feel like they feel pretty good so far. I don't have a lot of complaints yet. I haven't seen hardly any Demon Hunter, which feels fun, and I have seen almost no Quest Hunter, which seems fun. I feel like I'm playing kind of a diverse mix of stuff, honestly. I think Druid we more want to tempo out. I think we don't want to go for bigger Chum Bucket plays. I mean, Chum Bucket's great, but I think I need consistent early pressure. Because we want to hit them a lot before they get going. If I just rely on the mid-game swings, they might stabilize by the time I really create a lot of pressure. So I want my power band basically to be a lower curve in this game. Whereas against like that Priest, I think we wanted more of that mid-game power band. Always kind of debatable per matchup how you want to approach it, but that's my instinct at least. That's one of those things where mulligans matter so much based on, you know, matchups. I think, not that I'm an expert at this, by the way. I'm not tooting my own horn, as they say. If I did that on video, I would get banned. You're not allowed to toot your horn on Twitch. But, but I think that's one place where a lot of players grow as Hearthstone players over time is, you know, recognizing the game plans in a deck like this. It even is pretty straightforward, right? One small tweak to a line can make a big difference. Like, is Chum Bucket the line versus a Tempo Murloc? Small distinction, but maybe a pretty important one at the end of the day. The Southatron dude, thanks for the 100 bits, man. You've been doing some work with this Murloc, eh? That's awesome. Go for big buffs here, go for Dredge. Let's get our Sunken Scavenger boy. This Chum Bucket is not really gonna have much payoff right now, so again, kind of diverting away from the Chum Bucket line, I think. Just hitting them really hard. Scuff or Nourish? Oh, no, it's not. Oh my god. Pretty good answer, honestly. Wow. And I unfortunately only had the one dude in hand, so I guess I just go Chum Bucket here, right? Like, it's only 2 Murlocs, but by god, they're gonna be big. Buffing the board too, so yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to get a better one probably later. Of course, I want this stat immediately, I think, as opposed to getting an extra buff on the Amalgam. Let's build the big board now rather than later, I think. So they've got a little reactivity in this deck with Warder, but they're sacrificing a little bit of ramp efficiencies. They're gonna have to kind of keep this up because they don't have like the scale as soon now. So it might be hard for them to maintain this reactive line without the kind of excess mana they're looking for. Honestly, I believe you are extremely underrated. Oh, thanks, man. I don't know how much more rated I could be. I hear that a lot, though, honestly, but thank you. I feel like I do all right. I got 160,000 subscribers almost in the world of Hearthstone. That's pretty good. I don't think I can complain anyway. But I appreciate the sentiment. That's really nice. All right, let's look for like a war leader here, I guess. It's not quite lethal, is it? It's only 12. Either way, though, this guy's really big. I'm not going to play the Tidecaller first. I don't think the +1 attack is worth sacrificing the flexibility here of playing a better Murloc. Yeah, unfortunately, we did not hit the better Murloc. But Scout Tidecaller is still pretty good. Can make the Tidecaller 3 attack only, though. Maybe I just take the Ravager for reload, then. Tannis doesn't feel right in this matchup right now. We're definitely close to just turning the corner. I'm hitting for 8. They're at 5. Can't really kill the 2 big guys. No, I think I just go here. This is a little risky, but we're so close to ending. I think I just go. Does this order matter at all? They did the same thing, right? I'm not trading on the rush anyway, so I don't think the order matters at all. Basically, I'm sort of suggesting that like this living, right? If they somehow eat these two big guys, like this could make the difference. Maybe this is a free attack and this math is better. Maybe this 2/2 survives. They basically have a wider array of problems to solve here. Whereas if I go for like the tap Tidecaller, you know, this is not a threat on board that needs to be resolved. There are just easier ways for them to get through it. I think these will be sufficient for the record. I think these two cards win me the game, but you never know. So let's just keep the pressure moving. As opposed to pivoting into sort of a backup plan. Let's just win now. Hey, Bartos. Ba-da-ba-bum. I just don't know how at 6 mana you ever get through this. Scale's not there yet, unless they have another Innervate, I guess. Is that even enough? Would Scale be enough? Trade in, trade in. This eats 3, this eats 2. That'd be 5. You'd have 2 Scales left to go here and here. I'd only have 3. It would be enough, I guess. It's a big heal. Okay. Is that enough? 14, 16? I need 2 damage. Tiny Fin is a dead draw, dude. Need War Leader. Need... I don't think this really gets there. Seer, I mean, it's potentially going to have stuff left, but I'm not drawing now, remember? Is Twin Fin just more threat? I still don't actually really know that they're going to kill this stuff. Though, with the threat of Scale, it definitely becomes more possible that they do. I think I need to go for the reload more than I go for the stabilizer, like the kind of buffer. This was by far the worst draw in my deck, by the way. Gotta think about this. For Scale in particular. 2, 6. Hard to say. I don't know. Hard to say. These odd numbers are pretty good with Scale when they're hitting into other odd numbers. So there's some advantage perhaps to clearing off an odd numbered thing. But leaving them at 2 means even these 1/1s become a real threat with Scale. Because it's like hit. I don't know where this one goes. Hit, I guess, whatever. 3 there. 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess Scale would still be enough to fully resolve. That's tough. Man. It's annoying. Your Murloc duels run made me even more hyped to play Murloc. That was the quickest 12 wins. It was, yeah, it was super fast. Okay, no Scale probably means we're fine. I don't think they have any way to answer this. I mean, maybe another Earthen Scales could do something. By the way, their deck is crazy. Boomkin, Nyxian Warders, like, I love it. It's got some wacky stuff going on. Oh, that's really good. Here I have 8, 10, and they're 13. So I still need another. I need a War Leader. Scouts. Scout's a good builder again. It's fine. But not dead. So now they need Scale. Scale enough? This eats 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd have 3 left. Now Scale, it's in its own right, it's not enough.
This must be the way.
Just barely getting there, limping over the line here. Tiny Fin isn't the worst draw. You just don't deserve him. All right, Tiny Fin's the best draw. Scale's not enough, right? I think I just mapped it out. The odd number here really helps. Cool. Just barely, dude. Just barely. It's only the Cold Light Lurkers that made the cut, man. Thank you, Cold Light Lurkers. Yeah, Kobe won. I don't know, man. I haven't redeemed anything. But I think if you have something that's up for redemption anyway, it shows you as not having the dust. So you wouldn't have like seen it and it wouldn't have gone away. You know what I mean? GG turns? Yeah, man. Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks, man. It was close indeed. Yeah, I didn't think you sniped. Don't worry. It didn't feel snipery at all. Yeah, we got to go quicker than this, I think. We need higher power cards, number 1, and faster cards, number 2. Scavenger is a higher power card. Not exactly a faster card, though. Tidehunter into Seer might be a better opener since I don't have the Dredge anyway right now. We might have to take this game a little slower. Maybe I could even tap. I don't know, though. I do want to curve a little. Oh! This might be more of like a face hunter, huh? This probably always dies. Tidehunter also always dies, but might be a little more awkward to trade into. I don't know what their natural turn 2 is going to be. I have no clue. Whatever the case, let's just soften this thing up for a trade in a minute. Or just, you know, Tiny Fin, Cold Light Seer next turn. That's fine too. Who knows? Treasure Guard is awkward. Ugh. Gross. It's annoying to deal with. I mean, I can buff everything though. It's fine. Just start trading it in. These are not good though until I buff them with the Sunken Scavenger to give them like more meat on the attack side, right? I mean, I guess they still do chip away at a Treasure Guard. It's kind of fine. I don't know. And I'm a one, you know, war leader from like making these very good. Just an arcane shot, sure. It's not too bad. Oh, it trades. Interesting. I feel like Tidecaller Twinfin here looks okay. Probably okay to set up a Frenzy on that. That's not a big risk. Seems like we've gotten the board. Certainly important for a deck like this. I really don't know what to expect though, dude. They're playing Face Hunter. We're Diamond 1 10-star bonus and they're at Face Hunter land, so I don't know. This is you know, the new Hunter look maybe. I just don't know what cards to expect. Oasis Thrasher was not on my list of things to keep an eye out for today. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't ready for the Oasis Thrasher tech. That one caught me off guard, I have to admit. I kind of need like a war leader here to kill that thing, I think. So let's look for a good play. If not, we'll just Seer. It's fine. Another Seer's a little overkill. I think I take a Scout for a future turn. It's a little better later. Hard to use now, but a little better later. Definitely feeling the lack of attack upside. I don't think that war leader was right to keep the mulligan for the record, but it would be nice to hit one eventually, you know? Oh, Raj, wow. Definitely want that to die. Scout here seems like it could very much help in that aid. This is a good draw too. Yeah. Excellent. I gotta figure out what I want to trade here. Definitely want the stuff like this that's... Yeah, okay. This is not actually very hard at all. We know exactly what we want to trade. Cool. So we didn't get any punish off Raz. We have a mega board now. This has got to be something that's difficult for Hunter to clear. Unless they have Tavish into, like, Explosive Trap. That would be nightmarish. I would be the saddest dude ever. Probably need to kill that Trog. I don't know if I can just totally ignore it and go face. This is actually a great way to kill it and reload, so that's awesome. All right, Gigafin. I don't think we're gonna need that at this stage, but really cool. Locking a board should not be a real risk here, other than War Leader, I guess. I mean, it might take me a turn longer to win by locking the board if I can't trade anything off. Any minion they play, though, I can trade off my 2/1, so hopefully it's okay. I think I would win a race if they just ignore minions altogether, although maybe not. Oh my god. Oh god. Man, I didn't expect... I mean, I guess I should have expected a lot of burst damage, but they played so many minions, I wasn't expecting that much burst damage. Seems like they hit their deck in exactly the right order. Were they just dead on board? No, they weren't dead on board, right? I didn't actually have it. Maybe they didn't have any more bursts in hand. Maybe no piercing shots or anything. Is this deck called Murloc? No, it's called Warlock. With just a C. It's Murloc Warlock. Murloc Warlock. Okay. This is an interesting curve. I think we could maybe look for our other 2-drop. Against Hunter, I really don't know if Tidehunter is the play we want. I think I need a better play. But it's such a good follow-up to Tidecaller. It's just I know like arcane shots and stuff murder me. But I don't know if that's what they're gonna have. We just saw a Face Hunter. I don't know how likely that's gonna be to see. What decks have we tried since the patch? We did Beast Hunter. We did... Ooh, that is a nice curve into Vilefin. We did Beast Hunter. We did Curse Warlock. We did now Murloc Warlock. And we did Thief Rogue. They've all felt pretty good. We've climbed very successfully with every deck, as you can see. I'm actually Diamond 1, just sort of playing stuff incidentally. I'm not even really trying to climb. I'm not trying not to climb, but I didn't say like, oh, hey, let's play a good deck to hit Legend. We're just playing whatever random buff stuff and getting there so far. Beast Hunter seems scary, though. One Hydralodon is, like, just irrecoverable for me, I think. Could go rock bottom and tap into it now, but I don't think so. Let's keep this rolling. Next turn, I can go Tidehunter into the 2-drop and build a mega board. I could actually even get a rock bottom in there, too. Yeah, that's got to be worth it, right? Fortunately, it looks like they're going to fully clear here. So, they do get a Hydralodon to, like, answer my board. I don't think we ever get it back. I think we're just dead. But we'll try our best. Oh, I forgot this is even costing health. Oh my god. That's even better. I can go 5 here and buff a War Leader. But I'd rather just have more minions, though. No, I think I'd rather have the War Leader buffed on board. Create the threat now. 4 health is awkward for Hydralodon in particular. So, that seems a little better. I'd lose like 1 minion buff, because these don't actually get buffed in hand. So I lose a little efficiency, basically, but I gain... Hopefully I gain it back in board presence. I hope there's no Hydralodon. I hope it's something that's less, like, counter-pressure-y. Because like if it's a bear, I can just kind of keep stacking stats and push through it. But this, it's like, it's gonna keep contesting my board. I just don't think I can beat a Hydralodon, right? It just keeps coming back harder and harder. I can't go face either because it's just gonna murder me. I mean, I can try to just tank this first wave of 3/1s, I guess. It's really tough though. Really tough. Just kill the Hydralodon and just ignore these for now. What do I even want? I need to find as much value as I can get. I need like a Ravager or a Gigafin. This could maybe help me find a Gigafin if it's the next bottom card, I guess. Could help me tempo a little harder. I don't know. I think that's our best bet. At least this War Leader again is like kind of awkward for this. I mean, they can obviously kill this guy very easily. You can kill the three things I care about very easily. Tavish. Explosive Trap makes my life really miserable too. I kind of have to hit a Ravager or a Gigafin or something here. I don't think there's otherwise enough in the tank here. Must not have gotten an Explosive Trap too much, or at least aren't thinking about it too much. I don't know. It's fine. Five mana Cold Light Lurker. What a great card. Man, we're doing work here. Kind of needed this to be like a Warlock Ravager, you know? I guess Scavenger's the next best card. Boy. It's really not very good, though. I have one more Dredge potential. Void Gill's more immediate pressure, honestly. The hand buff's probably not super relevant, but it is more immediate damage on board. I don't really have Dredge. I could try to play for the Scout and like set up for next turn. Would I play the Scout this turn or not, I wonder? It's kind of free to play next turn, so I think I hold it. Try to do something next turn. I need like a Ravager though. I just don't know what I could get that's good enough. I need like Ravager into like Void Gill or something, you know? Oh god, he hit the Hydralodon. That's GG. GG, sir. I'd have to hit a Gigafin. And even then I think I'm dead maybe, right? I don't know if that's enough. Doesn't even feel like enough. Gigafin's not enough, right? This can kill the Hydralodon, but I'm dead on board. 12, 15. Well, technically alive on board. Technically alive. Do I like the Vilefin in that case? It's a much less efficient trade. This only goes to 4. This only goes to 4. So neither one's very good against that. The War Leader... If I could get the War Leader and the Tide Hunter, I'd be super, super happy, but I cannot. If I attack here, I can theoretically tap if he rolls Misha, but only if he rolls Misha. He has to roll exactly Misha. Do I instead maybe play for the top deck Gigafin and just hope to stay alive? I mean, if he rolls Huffer, am I dead anyway? Dead anyway to Huffer and Leok, so it has to be Misha regardless. Each one does 4, so I can tap actually. Harpoon Gun would change the tap math, but not the Hero Power. I'm not gonna play around Harpoon Gun. Hero Power, we know we have to play around.
You are so cute. Yes, you are.
Rat King. Okay. Didn't test Leok. Oh, they just have it. Okay, quick shot. Same story. Not gonna play around a card in hand. Hey, Piniest Teenus, dude, thanks for the 6 months. I too appreciate our serious parasocial relationship. Grumpy your goat, thanks for the 19 months. Amazing. I like that we sort of still kind of almost had an out with Gigafin there. Like, I think we played that game the right way. Just, you know, wasn't maybe in the cards.
Gul'dan versus Gul'dan.
That happens sometimes. You can't be expected to win every single game.
The ritual.
Dude, do I ever just go like super hard Tiny Fin? I don't think so. I think you keep Tiny Fin when you have Chum Bucket basically, and otherwise Tiny Fin feels pretty bad to keep. Okay, this is a lot more interesting. This is a good 1, 2, 3. Chum Bucket as well. Oh my. Curious. Warlock has good removal of smaller Murlocs. Drain souls and touches and such. Oh! It'd be a mirror match. What do you know? It's one of those cards you don't want to die, but I think you have to win board in this matchup to win. So I go rock bottom, and I can't play the thing yet, but I could Chum Bucket this War Leader. Is that even worth anything, though? That feels so bad. Chum Bucket Tidehunter is a little more interesting. If I just go War Leader here, I can theoretically trade. Then next turn, I could go... It's just this Chum Bucket, dude. I'm never going to have any Murlocs.
I wonder.
I think I just go wide here. And then we go 2-drop Chum Bucket next turn, right? I think that's the play. I just go wide here. They only have one trading minion anyway, so it's probably leading one thing. I don't expect them to have an AoE to answer this. And then we go 2-drop, buff all of this, and Chum Bucket. I guess we Chum Bucket first in that case. Yeah, we want the 2-drop to be buffed for sure. I don't care about one extra buff on the War Leader. I care about getting that stat and play immediately. I like this line. I don't know if it's going to be enough, honestly, still. Like, oh, that's really good. That makes them answer multiple things. This kind of kills my plan. Shoot. Shoot, really kills my plan. Ugh. Man, my plan is dead. I think it's still the right play. I don't think we can afford to tap and fall too far behind here. It's just a much, much, much worse plan. Our plan got real bad. That was a really good answer. Man, I lost basically 2-2 on both of these. And just like, well, actually 2-2 on board as well, because it would have been buffed twice on those 2 extra minions for +1/+1. So I kind of lost +4/+4 stats because of that reactionary play. Any other just sort of neutral tempo Murloc would have been fine. It was specifically the reactionary Murlocs that I think hurt me the most. This is thankfully a very large War Leader. I think we want to buff this prior to them getting additional Murlocs. Again, my math and board advantage and hand advantage are not. I'm 0 hand advantage, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of not that. I'm not far enough ahead on board to make up for the. These Twin Fins, dude, are brutal. They're just killing me, man. Another War Leader. That's all I draw. It's fine. I need to kill this guy. Okay. This might come down to like a Gigafin draw, like who gets Gigafin first sort of thing. Hey, Fracken and Toys, dude, thanks guys for the Prime subs. What do I think of the patch so far? Did it disrupt the meta? Yeah, for sure. I don't even... I barely see anything that's the same. Okay. I mean, it's not inherently a bad thing. It's just they have a lot of resources now. which is very bad. And I can't seem to find any, man. Twin Fins here are pretty dang great. I don't know that they're great enough, but they're pretty dang great. Yeah, man, I sure do wish they more cleanly. I wish both of these more cleanly killed. Like, you know, I'm like one attack off basically here, or one health off from this being really exciting. One attack off here from this being exciting. Could value trade and leave a 7-1 instead of a full, instead of a 6-2, but I think I like the 6-2 better than a 7-1, right? The attack difference is probably not that noticeable, but the health difference can be slightly more interesting. Oh boy, I'm dead. Scout's too good. They have too much stuff for Scout not to murder me. Black Sabbath, thanks for the 4 months, man. It's really nice. Oh man, this Scout wide board reload is insane. I need Gigafin or Ravager. Please. It's crazy how back and forth this game is, though, honestly. Like, it's straight up just trade after trade. Oh, God. At least this leaves me a lot of mana to find something good, maybe. I said something good, maybe, guys. I don't guess you heard me. So I put more stats out with Tidehunter. I don't know, not being able to kill the 1/3 basically, I think seals our fate here. That means they have at least 2 and probably 3 cards to react with this 1/3. I needed to hit like a Twin Fin or I don't know, just anything to set up a kill here. Okay, it's not great. Full-on value trades. Now I hit the Twin Fin, but it's a little late. Chum Bucket is the deadest draw I've ever seen in my life. It's so dead. It's so useless. God. It's weird. I like need to kill the Scout, but I can't afford to leave that much damage behind because I'm gonna be tapping to hit a Gigafin. That's I think my only way back into the game. Dude, they've hit double Ravager. How am I still in the game? Like they keep hitting card draw and I'm not. I don't know how it's even close. They've hit double Ravager already. It's absolutely nuts. Dude, they are playing pretty hard into Gigafin though, I'll tell you. They might have their own though. Might have their own. I have 2 chances to take Gigafin. It's not on the bottom, so that's good. Yes, feed my Gigafin. Yes. Feed it. Amalgam is literally useless right now. It's just got to be Gigafin off the top. Void Gill is going to leave me dead for sure, right? There's no... I don't think anything is reactive enough that's a setup here. Sir Finley can't hit Gigafin. It's going to hit Tiny Fin, I think, right? I think it hits the leftmost one. Is that Tiny Fin or Scavenger? I don't know the order. No, Scavenger I shuffled in pretty recently. So it should be Scavenger. All right, GG, man. Trying to think about what I learned from this matchup as far as mulliganing is concerned. I don't think there were any real optimizations there. I think it was sort of, he hit the good Twin Fin. I was kind of in the like pushing scenario and he was in the kind of defending scenario, and the Twin Fin was a really good swing in that regard. And then I didn't hit either Ravager and he hit both Ravagers, so he had way more reloads. But as far as what we played out, I think that's probably the right way to approach it. Going to make some quiche. Wow. Enjoy your quiche. By the way, does anybody else think that previous portrait we played against you is... Oh, I think it's a shaman portrait every single time. Your deck boils down to getting 1 card? Oh, no. I think actually Gigafin's the worst card in the deck. I almost never actually want Gigafin. We needed Gigafin in the previous game because we were behind. But usually we're way ahead and just own people. And Gigafin's actually really bad to draw. Typically Gigafin's the... I actually kind of would cut the Gigafin if I made this list. I don't really like it. So really, I would actually say the deck boils down to not drawing one card. This is an interesting setup with the Twin Fins in hand. It's a little swingy, like, or a little mid-gamey, let's say. It's oh my god. Okay. Could use like double Tiny Fin here on like, you know. I think the question is, do I coin a Tidehunter just to play this on turn 2 and then just really swarm? I kind of think so. I think I want to go fast. Shaman can obviously react to this. They have, you know, Scalding Geysers and stuff, but I have a feeling they're going to want to do their own thing. They're not really going to want to kill these yet. So I think the Chum Bucket will connect here. Oh my god. Okay. These are big. Very large. Okay, they did have the geyser, yeah. Now they're like, oh god, I might need to kill these. Like, oh, whoopsie. Oh, shoot. I feel like I'm playing Switcheroo Priest right now, man. What is this? This is very, very good. Outside of any like easy removal range, I think. There's no like perpetual flame type stuff. Oh, snowball fight's good. Hit the Tiny Fin. Oh, nice. Okay. Whew, that was a big dodge. I got me 6 damage basically to dodge that there. Yeah, we can go wide again. That's fine. Seer to really stabilize this board or another Twin Fin? I think we go another Twin Fin, but I think we can grab the Seer for next turn to stabilize this board even more. They're not on Freezy Guy yet, so I can maybe just put enough pressure in to kind of win next turn. Prior to Freezy Guy. Because once Freezy Guy comes, the whole world changes, right? I have to... Oh, I don't know how to beat Freezy Guy, actually. I haven't thought about it yet. But, you know, if I can win before then, that's delightful. Let's do that. Let's just win before Freezy Guy matters. Hex, okay. So I am actually 1 damage shy here. Amalgam can't be played and play a damage card. I could tap into a War Leader for lethal here. But I'm at 20. I think I try to end now because Freezy Guy comes down next turn. Right. Let's just end now. Doesn't end now. Is there any beast that does damage in the neutral set that I can use to go face? Murlocs don't typically have direct damage, so I don't think there's a Murloc here that solves the freeze problem. Life Drinker, yeah, Life Drinker's a good example. The problem is I'm locking the board, so I don't know. This may not be worth it. Life Drinker's a great example. Oh my god, please let me attack. No! I got it. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I don't know if Owl's worth it, but it's one of those things where it's like, it is damage, so... I feel like I clicked the Owl and it took 30 seconds to get in my hand. Obviously it didn't, but that's how it felt. That's how it felt. Okay, so we're just literally doing nothing here. I think tap is fine. Oh, it's a couple cards late. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just either win or we'll lose. I don't know. Not a lot I can do. The worst mechanic in Hearthstone. Oh, great. There's another one. What a delight. What a delight. I gotta think about breakpoints here a little bit. 21. Tap I think I just lose, right? Because they attack, I freeze. I think I might just always lose. I don't think I have any way out of this. Oh, look, you can't play the game anymore. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And it doesn't even help me to leave a board spot open because there's nothing I can do anyway. I don't have any way to like kill their stuff or unlock a minion. Owl would have been a good grab too if I got an Ironbeak Owl to silence an attacker. But instead, I'm just 1 damage off from killing them, right? That's why I lose. Boar is not in the game anymore, but Insanity, man. Boar would have been cool. Problem was I had 6 minions, so as soon as I play the Discover guy, my board is locked until the taunt is cleared. Worst mechanic, LOL, what? What is worse than not being able to play the game? I hate wide board freeze. I think I say this all the time. Single and even like multi-target freeze, it's like 2 or 3 cards, great mechanic. One of my absolute favorites. Full board lockout freeze, stupid dumb. I think it's really dumb. I just don't think it's fun at all. To completely shut out a phase of the, well, not even a phase, really the primary phase of gameplay. The board being the #1 mechanic in Hearthstone. Then don't fill the board. Like I said, didn't have a choice. This deck relies on the board. It's a game about the board. It's like, why are you defending a card that just deletes the game? Imagine that you're in a first-person shooter and it's like, oh, I've got an ability that takes away the guns. And you just don't have guns. You can't attack. You're just running around. That's fun. That's a mechanic. This is a little greedy. I really hate the chum bucket lines in Shaman, I think. I went super hard last game, though, and just didn't get there in time. Yeah, Cadius, you're being dumb, dude. You're arguing for the sake of arguing instead of having a productive discussion. That is unwelcome here. You can do it, but I'm not going to continue to acknowledge it. And I would encourage chat to do the same. Okay, Farsight. I don't feel like I've seen a lot of Farsights lately. You might actually get a decent chump bucket here. Let's see how it goes. You are going appropriately hard at these dudes. Freeze mechanic is awful. That's been my stance for always. I think we chum bucket first, right? We need big dudes. This is a monster board and a monster hand. Okay. It's spell power Shaman, you think? Bioluminescence Shaman? You're chumming. Watching Regis makes me... I can't say it. No. Regis message on Twitter, wanted to say thanks for your positivity. Oh, no problem, man. I didn't see it, I feel like. Maybe I did? Did I respond to you? I responded to somebody on Twitter the other day about that sort of thing. Either way, thank you. It's very nice. I guess we just go big. Again, make them sort it out prior to turn 6. Then we maybe don't get to play. Although this doesn't maybe look like a deck that has freeze. I'm not sure. Thank you, Wing Burrito. You finished what I was unwilling to start. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is this enough? It seems like enough. 15-5. Seems like enough. Cool. Hey, look. They didn't freeze me. Although this was a degenerate It's like they didn't have a chance. I feel equally bad. It's really silly. Hey, Archivist Owl, dude, what's up, man? Archivist Owl, is there any chance you could do a really good impression of Khadgar? Like a really good impression of Khadgar? Like a convincing impression of Khadgar? Just for a reason. Just out of curiosity. For my own personal reasons. Well, that sounded weird. I don't think that's it. Okay. Scavengers are great. Yeah, I don't think we go Chum Bucket here. If this is another Murloc, I think the Chum Buckets are maybe a little slow. I almost thought that last time that the kind of value line that Murloc Warlock took was a little better, but I don't know if that's because they just had the perfect twin fins. Katie's, it's all good, man. We both had powerful opinions. I probably also wasn't, well, here's how it felt, right? It felt like I was sharing an opinion I had and you were sharing your side, but not in a, like, I have a point way, more in a, that's a dumb opinion way. You know, it's great to have disagreements, but I want them to be like, I'm explaining why, as opposed to, no, LOL, that's dumb. Does that make sense? But it's all good, dude. It's all right. Let's go wide. Set up for that buff next turn. We have the 2/2 drops. That's nice. I literally did a character study with the casting director of Blizzard for him. Let me know what you need. Okay. I might send you a message if I remember. I'll try to remember. I'm not ready for what I'm thinking about now, but I'm thinking about something. I do have to ask though, I don't know, like I was thinking about this. I don't really know the sort of like voice actor, like I obviously don't know anything about voice acting, right? Or like what's considered a faux pas or like a like, for instance, like if I wanted you to do a Khadgar voice and I presented it as Khadgar in a video, is that a problem for you or Blizzard or anybody? Like, is that something that, oh my God, this is really nice. Does it make sense what I'm asking? I don't know if it makes any sense what I'm asking. Like, is it a faux pas or even a legal issue to like represent a character that you've like licensed? Not that you have, but if I were to even reach out to Khadgar's voice actor and ask him to sound like Khadgar in a video, is that something he'd be able to say, okay, I can do that? Or is that like he's only able to do that for Blizzard specifically, sort of thing? You say that would be okay as long as you didn't claim it was official. Yeah, I wouldn't claim it was official. Might be a contractual clause. That's sort of what I was imagining, yeah. But then an impersonator's different because they wouldn't have a contractual clause. So. Interesting, okay. Good to know. As much as possible, I try to do things the right way, so it's always good to hear those things, but I just didn't really know. I need to concentrate. I am talking too much about things that aren't the Hearthstone games. I need videos. I can't do this. I have to concentrate. Like I need to play this. I need to play Naga Priest as well. I need to focus. Okay, this looks like a good wide board. Is that what we won against Hunter specifically? We saw that Face Hunter earlier. Quest Hunter can definitely chip through minions. That's a great setup for Tidecaller buffs, but I don't want to invest in the Tidecaller too much. A Chum Bucket here would be pretty nice, maybe. Okay, that's a Twin Fin play. If I go Tiny Fin here, I set up a trade, but I also throw away a Tiny Fin. Like the Tiny Fin just dies to the trade. I don't know. This could easily get buffed anyway, though. If it gets buffed, this trade kind of happens anyway. I'm gonna wait. Maybe catch them off guard. I don't know. Trog makes me think Face Hunter. Oh man, that's a top deck. Look at that guy. Look at this guy. He's really good. So the Tiny Fin would have paid off there, but still not my favorite play. I think I can use the Tiny Fins with Scout and Chum Bucket to greater impact. So for now, we'll just try to chip through this the old-fashioned way. Twin Fins.
My blood boils for war.
Here, girl. I smell an ambush.
Scout would be so legit good. Need to kill that guy first, though. We're actually still going to be in a decent spot here. I'll play the top deck one to tilt them, even though it doesn't matter at all. Just go for the tilt factor here. You know, we're at 30. I have an interesting hand to play off of, so. I know Gigafin's in your deck, but until I see it, I don't believe it's there. Yeah, we've never drawn it. Yeah, I think that's actually for the best. There was one game I definitely wanted it, but since then, I think it's for the best that we didn't hit it. Okay, this pair is pretty good. It's a good way to buff the Tiny Fins too. Now this is scary to me. I was expecting more of a kind of Face Hunter list with that Trog Slither Spear opener, but oh wait, this is this is in their deck. Yeah. Now I'm worried they're gonna have big scary stuff too. I don't know. If they get big scary stuff, I'm way too far behind. I don't think I keep up here at all ever. I think I'll get wrecked. So I can make a big board here, but it's just not that good at reacting. Can tap still, but it doesn't really change anything. Maybe we'll just play this for now. I lose a 1/1 buff on this 1/1 here, but it's like I don't know. I feel like I need a bigger play. Like I need the Chum Bucket. I need a Scout. Like I need something because this is just not gonna do it as is. But I'm also leaving out a ridiculous amount of stuff here and not even spending my mana. So that feels pretty bad. I don't know, I may be getting too greedy. Maybe I should have played the Tidehunter at least, because what is the Tidehunter even going to do if I get a Scout? I can't play all that in one turn. It's too much mana. Yeah, I think we've just lost it here. I don't think it's... Tavish is insane too. Just took too long. Trog opener was really good at denying my early initiative. I like putting Trog in this beast deck as that answer, like the early counter... And even threat developer sometimes against a spell-based deck. I think that's pretty sneaky good, actually. Okay. This could easily be maneuvers. Gonna hit it anyway with Twin Fin eventually, though, right? So doesn't matter. It's really a question of timing. I can't play the Ravager, but I... Oh my god, are you serious? Of course. Great. Just great. I'm so dead, dude. If I grab the Vilefin and tap, I can play it next turn. Tap into nothing of relevance. It'd have to be a Scout. I think I'm just... literally gonna die on board soon. I'm taking so long to play anything. I'm playing to this like greedy recovery turn that just isn't happening, right? It's just not gonna happen. It all fell apart when I didn't play the Tiny Fin on one, really. I don't know if it would have made much difference on math actually, but might have helped a hair.
My blood boils for war.
I like their list. I like how they've got a lot of low cost stuff in here. I wonder if they're gonna have... Oh, jeez. Cool. So now I can't even play Gigafin here. It's just dead if I try to play Gigafin, dude.
You fight like a storm,
I can't play this either. I want to see what happens, though. Like, it won't let me, right? Yeah, it won't let you.
I can't
Okay.
play that.
I figured. Great game, dude. This was beautiful job, Murloc Warlock, dude. Excellent work. Excellent work. Oh, Katie, so I forgot to say, I wish you luck with your Control Warrior bot match, man. That's all. Forgot to say. I forgot about those bits. Thank you for the 100 bits. Swing Burrito, thank you for the 100 bits. I got distracted. I seen the new Twitch badges. Oh, I haven't. Watching without video. Predicted yes. Predicted no. Okay. Hunter seems like a good answer to this deck. Both the Hunter games I felt sort of hopeless. Those are the only games I felt hopeless. You know? Curse Warlock easily handles Control Warrior bots. Good, dude. Good. I lost your dust. I gotta play one more game of this, then I gotta pivot, dude. I'm running out of time.
Versus Celeste.
I mean, I got a lot of games. It was good early. We owned some people, but I wanted like one more game where I'm actually concentrating a little bit. I feel like there's a shocking number of important mulligan decisions in this deck. Scout enables a lot of reactivity against Mech Mage. Is that something I have to play for here? Like a recovery as opposed to a tempo opener? Like this contests some trench dudes, but it's so weak otherwise. I think this is just a high-powered card. I think we keep one high-powered card and then we look for curve. I think that's a good plan. Oh, this is very much a mid-game hand. Even more so. So what's hard about this deck is it's not really a traditional aggro deck. Oh my god, it's Rogue. Oh my god. Sneaky boys. I mean, obviously Rogue can kill this, right? But do I care? Am I that worried about it? Yeah. I think they can play a null. They trade it. They can play a null next turn, I guess. That's a pretty good answer. I think they can play a null, right? Chum Bucket just for one buff? I don't hate that actually, yeah. That's kind of sleepy good, honestly. Maybe that is right. Because I have the Twin Fin anyway on 3. They don't really contest a null that well anyway, though. At 3/2 is my only downside. I think it looks like they're not doing much, so I'll be able to Chum Bucket here for 2. I think I like that a little more. And then these become, what, 4/2, 4/3? Still not that good against, still not that good against null. But I just can't take forever here. I gotta start doing stuff. Having 2 Twin Fins buffed is really nice, right? This is a great answer to null anyway. If they play a null, this is still not a great answer to the 3/3 either. I would need one more health buff here. This answer's Phelan as well. That's fine. This feels like it might be. I didn't have Cullis in my Thief Rogue. I don't think the like good tempo rogues are running Phelan right now. Another Twin Fin? I mean, they're good, I guess, yeah. Whatever. If I get another Chum Bucket, dude, we are rolling in the stats. Absolutely rolling. If you have a baby Regis, the middle name needs to be wait for it or danger. Okay, deal. I believe. That's a great idea. Oh, we could get a triple. We get a triple. Golden Twin Fin. Summons 2 copies. And they're going to be at 8/6s. It would actually be fun if they made a card that did that in standard. I don't know, that'd be hard to like write out and stuff, but that would be pretty fun. That would be a neat mechanic, I think. I think we just go wide here. Oh my god, dude. It's a quadruple. Yeah, I don't know, sure, why not? I like it. 4 twin fins, dude. These aren't very good, but next turn on 6, we have a great play. This is really nice. Especially if anything sticks around, which it seems pretty likely something's going to stick around against Rogue. Typically, that's the case. So they might hit the 5-1. Puts them at 15. We're left with 11 on board. No immediate damage here. Oh, Gift is a good card. Wow.
No one crosses the
What's that, a twin fin? Oh my god. They also have a twin fin. Oh, double SI is really good again, man. Good plays, honestly. Another Warlock, sure. Yeah, we'll stabilize the health on these. Chips on base. Another very good board. I have reactivity with the twin fins if needed. Reload with the Ravagers. I wish I had like follow up, like a War Leader. Kind of wish this deck in general had one more War Leader style card. We need like Grimscale Oracle, the 1-drop. I don't think it's in. Maybe that's probably why it's not here. It might have rotated, but something to push some damage or over the top damage too. I would almost like to run that 4-mana spell that makes the 1/3s. It goes face. Is there any other good face damage in Warlock right now? Spell based. Can't think of anything else. Like I said, I would still recommend Battlegrounds Battlemaster over Gigafin if I were really trying to build the perfect list for me. Wow. Just to heal 3, dude. That is the saddest. Like, that is the saddest contraband stash I've ever seen. I've never been so sad in my life. It's enough, right? It's just keeping them alive. I only have 13. I didn't have enough anyway, actually, but that's enough. Can I maybe dredge here into a War Leader? The problem is I don't have space. I can't. If I dredge, I get 2 dudes, and there's no space for a War Leader. I can't trade in. I think I just tap into War Leader, right? Mercenary. Man. No, there's no follow-ups, dude. Well, hopefully that hand swap didn't change anything too dramatically, but they have some colossals, so you know, Hydralodon. Yeah, what else would be good? Oh wow, they didn't have a good colossal, huh? Leviathan, I guess, wasn't good enough. Hydralodon wasn't good enough. Gigafin was too expensive. Guess they just didn't have anything, huh? Man. Okay, so I'm kind of done with that. We actually went 7-4. We had that kind of streak there, 3 losses in a row that were kind of bad. Maybe I'll play one more. Oh my god, I have time for one more. You run a Hole Breaker. Wow. It's crazy. Does it feel good? Feel strong?
Gul'dan versus Tyrande.
You give me strength.
The rituals consume all.
Ooh, spicy hand. Priest. I think I go for Dredge, right? And follow up here as opposed to the War Leader follow up. I don't think it'll be enough against Priest. They have life gain, so like this little bit of extra chip damage in the mid game is not really how I win. I think I win off those medium-sized boards, getting like a little bit more value out of it, basically. Not really value, but more gas, more juice. You know, in other words, a single early game push is not going to get me there. Whereas it might against certain decks like Druid. I kind of need to be able to redevelop, rejuice the board. Juice is the only word I can think of. Regis, this is a rogue. Yeah. Man, it's crazy how that rogue has seek guidance. No, you guys, that was pretty smart to think that. Yeah, you're right. There's not many priests, so I probably should have assumed rogue. I think you're right. Okay. Not super worried about their quest progress. I'm more worried about them keeping up. Maybe killing them before like a turn 7 Colossal, turn 8 Whirlpool would be really bad for us because it would like wipe out half my deck and board. So I think I want to win before then. Try to hit some power plays in the mid game. Chum Bucket's interesting. I don't think it happens now. It might actually happen post Ravager even. Gotta be careful though on the timing of all of it. I can't wait too long. I need rock bottom off the top. That would be the far and away best draw on my deck, I think. This is a decent scout amalgam here. Just kill that off. Develop a nice threat. Buff this a ton. It's all good. Mutanus is interesting. It is kind of a win condition. I don't love it, but I don't really need a Void Gill or a Razor draw either. I have a good turn 4 and a good turn 5 lined up. So I think I'm gonna take the Mutanus just in case. It's weird. I'm not sure it's good, but it's weird. Let's see. I hope I can stick this here next turn. I think we'll go for the buffed amalgam too if we do. 2 Murlocs still worth it? Or do I want to try to get the Ravager down first? I don't know. It fills the curve, so let's see what else we find. If I don't find another 2-drop, I think it's got to be this, yeah. Do we take the buffed hand or the buffed amalgam? I think we take the buffed amalgam. Let's create another high pressure unit here. Next turn's either Ravager or Vilefin Tidehunter. I kind of like Vilefin Tidehunter better because more pressure again. Just keep them on the back foot over and over again, make them react, and then hopefully that gets there. This isn't exactly the kind of big mid-game stuff I'm looking for, but we got a few. Definitely have a few. Oh, War Leader Tidehunter is insane. This is the play. This is gross. This one's gross. Big damage, big board, big everything. Mutanus here to eat the quest reward. Wouldn't that be a delight? I don't know if that's how we'd ever win, though, honestly. I still feel like that would be pointing towards a loss. Pipe bomb, very good answer. Jeez. So I need the reload here. Ravager's unlikely to be super good. I think I like this combo, though. This is nice. I don't have mana to tap, though, unfortunately, so I can't tap and play it immediately. Still really good, though, because I'm developing at 6/7 anyway. Oh yeah, I have 2. That's funny.
Job's done.
Okay, so Ravager plus buff next turn. Worst case, this is what we're worried about. I told you if we don't get them dead by 7, right? Oh, that was the good hit at least. I have to kill this idiot though. Oh my god, my game's DCing. No, no. Hearthstone! Why is it never during my opponent's turn? Also, it's legit Hearthstone, I think. My internet looks fine. It says launching. We couldn't load that. I don't think it's actually launching. Oh my god, dude. Hearthstone! Please! Wing Burrito thinks 100 bits, by the way. Yeah, it says launching, but it's not actually launching. Great. Cool. You guys see me, right? Okay. I guess we lose this game. I think we're going to anyway, maybe. We were pretty far behind, but if I miss my turn, I'm definitely not winning. I think I'm going to miss my turn. It says updating. Battle.net says updating. Why? Huh? It's downloading a patch. Oh, no wonder. Cool. Is that what booted me, or did you guys get booted? Yeah, maybe a patch for the dust exploit. Yeah. There was like a dust exploit, yeah. I'm not booted still in. Maybe that's a coincidence. Oh, cool. Okay, great game. Awesome. I got an explosive sheep. Oh, what a delight. Great. Okay, we're gonna mix it up. I wanted one more game, but I don't have time. So we're gonna play some Naga Priest. Naga Priest. We got a buff to Serpent Wig is now buffed, so all right. This is from Meaty. In case you're wondering why it says Meaty right there. So this is a Lyra Naga Priest. We got a buff to Serpent Wig, making some big old crazy boards and health totals possible for cards like Bless in order to kill your opponent. You still got Radiant Elemental and Lyra here. Combo. That's pretty cool. Brand, Valish, and shenanigans there. Just every pop-off potential like crazy. Takes like this are really hard, so I'm probably gonna suck for 3 games. Three games is hopeful. Why am I saying only 3? I'm probably gonna suck for 30 games. What am I thinking?
Anduin versus Jaina.
You asked.
Radiant into infinite wings. It's hard to go infinite because you don't have enough Naga. A little hard to go infinite, but Radiant into a few wigs? Definitely possible. I'm not sure if this is a good mulligan keep or not. It's not exactly on curve, but if I want to play the Serpent Wig on 2, I definitely know it's going to be activated. Seems decent on 3. I think card draw is important because we're going to run out of resources otherwise. Might just gift to clear this, huh? Would love to hit another cheap spell, though. Guess I could just Serpent Wig twice. Oh, I don't actually need a gift. I'm gonna have enough anyway. What am I saying? That's fine. Forgot to actually account for the wig buff itself. Okay. Well, that's easy enough. Great opener. Yay. We did it. We're winning the game.
Squishy, I'm working.
That's all it took. Kind of maybe just take Treasure Guard to protect this 2/3A. There is a like Gift of the Naru play. I think this is all right for now. Serpent Wig's good to go again. Next turn I can Serpent Wig and Crush Claw for the next round. Serpent Wig. Ooh, Siphon's spooky. Ooh, scary stuff. Can I have a deck code? Yeah, I think if you just hit !deck, I think it'll give it to you. There you go. Check it out. Dude, is Bless already insane? Dude, is Bless really nuts here? Am I too all in if I go for a Bless here? Is it too big of a commitment? I feel like it might be too big of a commitment. Oh, I don't know, dude. This feels weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's such a big commitment. I don't know. This might be too early. I feel like it's too early. It's really annoying to deal with, but is it just too early? Did I really even need to play the Radiant Elemental for that? I guess I didn't think about the Radiant Elemental a lot, to be honest. It seems like... Oh my god, Arcane Overflow's so gross. 4 mana Arcane Overflow randomly generated is exciting. Oh joy. What a great joy that was, man. Another wig's cool.
Anybody?
I guess this wig doesn't cycle though. I don't think it should, but I'm curious to learn. I don't know. I still kind of think that was actually a pretty good play to make that really big and hard to deal with. I don't think there were a lot of good answers. And what I liked about it in particular is if they did decide to go for a Siren pop-off, it really punished that pretty hard because they leave behind a giant threat. I mean, they might have had enough mana on a Siren pop-off to kill it with like Runed Orbs and stuff, but they would have had to put some real work into it, you know? So... there's like no way this gives me a Serpent Wing back in hand, right? I just don't think there's any chance that's a possibility. It seems literally impossible. But I could play one of these first to find out, I guess. But it just seems literally impossible.
Pick me.
All right, here we go again. Yeah, we only have one, so it definitely did not. Okay. I mean, that's a great turn again. It's a 9/12 now, and it's not alone. And they kind of have to kill it, because it's going to kill them if they don't. Yeah, Wig is crazy. The health buff's a big deal. Like, 12 health is a monster health total to deal with. That's a lot. I'm not saying it's impossible for them. Obviously, there's ways they can generate a ton of stuff and ways they could freeze it. Like, there's clearly answers that exist, but it ain't gonna be trivial, right? It's some work.
Queen's trove is forbidden.
That is a bit of a pickle. I don't have a good answer to that, do I? Can make a silence somehow, maybe? Think I have anything that inherently solves that problem, do I? Could try to Zola Treasure Guard, but that's too much mana right now. I mean, Zola School Teacher into a silence, but that's too much mana. So let's just see what we can find instead. Do I split these buffs out or just continue to make this big? I don't know. I think it's pretty annoying when it's big. I think making it big feels right. It's even bigger than last time. Last time they didn't have an answer for it. They have a couple extra cards, of course, but... And it's crazy. I'm not even, like, light on stuff to do. I actually have plays to make. This is only a problem if they have flurries and a way to kill this, alternatively, right? This is not inherently a big deal. Usually you're kind of scared of these because they build these crazy boards, but I'm not worried about a crazy board if they're just dead. They have to also react to my stuff. Now, that said, they can. Flurry's great answer. Flurry will definitely react to this dude. And then I'll have a problem.
Anybody?
They do go for a flurry. Do I have any good plays? I don't think so. Are the Wigs played enough to make Naga giant fit? I doubt it. Still, you know, but it wouldn't be down before like turn 10 and stuff. Snap freeze. Wow. Oh, shattering blast as well. Gross. Stack doesn't have any AoE or recovery at all. Somebody in chat mentioned a Samuro, which that does actually sound pretty interesting. It's an intriguing idea. Any spells here that I get off of Thrive that matter? No, actually. 0 reactive spells. Am I dead on board? 5, 7, 8 plus whatever, 9, 11. So no, almost never dead, but is there any way for me to like set up a victory is the other problem. Like make this really big, for instance, or something. Doesn't really feel like a good victory setup. I don't know.
The Queen's trove is forbidden.
I mean, I could just stall for a turn or two. Queen's Guard feels kind of weak. I don't know. I don't really know how to win the game from here. Once I lost my big push, I don't really know how to win. Smite to make that last push, yeah. It's a neat idea too, yeah. Who cares about clearing if they're just dead? I don't know. I want to play this more. I mean, this was, you know, I think a pretty strong looking list. I didn't make it. Samuro does get you out of these boards, but remember there's opportunity cost to every one of those decisions because, you know, imagine if that Samuro was in hand when I made that 10-10 and I couldn't make the 10-10 or whatever, right? Like, Samuro is not a Bran or a Lyra or whatever thing you're cutting. There's some opportunity cost to overcome, so it's not free. You can't just magically make it in hand at 0 cost to you. It comes at some sacrifice. Is that sacrifice worth it? Yeah, maybe. I like the idea in theory. Like, I almost need the Lyra here to just generate some kind of answer. Because otherwise I think I'm just stalling a lot. Which stalling isn't inherently bad. Lyra! Slither Spear.
The Queen's trove is forbidden. My blood boils from
This is a hilarious game plan. Just make big taunts and hide behind them for a minute and find a Lyra later. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all that's in the tank here. Just eat their board with these tiny taunts. Hey, Mighty Ryan, dude, thanks for the 41 months. My God, that is basically a decade. Yeah, that's essentially a decade. Incredible. Yeah, if Samuro was a Naga, 100%, right? And I like the Samuro idea anyway. I'm kind of on board. But I'm not going to change the list because this is somebody else's list. I'm kind of playing their list as an exercise in learning more than I'm trying to fix it sort of thing. Reckless is good. So trade ping. Am I dead? No, I don't look dead quite yet. And well, they got some spells. Maybe I'm dead. No spells, maybe? They had... Oh, wait, what was that? Oh, no, that breaks my Lyra for sure. Anything but that. Dude, I needed that for Lyra. No pop-offs.
Time runs out on me.
They didn't have one more spell, huh? Well, okay. This is gonna have to be where we start, because I have nothing else to do. Don't even draw off Norkshire here. There's no damaged minions left. That is not a Lyra. I think that is a problem. Can't even amalgam here, dude. It's no spells to discover left. How did I end up with no relevant spells, dude? Like, come on. Dude, a Worgen Infiltrator actually, if I wasn't dead on board, could have been pretty legit to like play it out with stealth and hope that it survives. I mean, Reckless would have challenged that on a previous turn, of course, but this is like maybe an interesting tech in this deck. Oh my god, dude, Pyroblast, cool. That's fun. Great. Yeah, I don't think you ever beat a Siren that's alive for 5 turns after you've lost your board. I'm still thinking about that decision to go big on that first minion. I think it would have won us the game if it wasn't for exactly the randomly generated Arcane Overflow, right? So I think that was a good call. Just trying to think about for future games if that's something we want to do. Commit to that early Tintin. I'm sure it's matchup dependent. Some matchups will have easier ways to answer that sort of thing.
Versus Sir Finley.
But in some cases, it might just be big enough to make the difference.
A just cause is always worth fighting for.
Feels like Paladin's gonna be really tough for this deck. I have a feeling. Like, what do you even open with? Do you just look for Slither Spears? My minions just aren't gonna contest those sort of like high attack Divine Shield mechs. The 4/2 Divine Shields will just eat all my stuff. Nothing I have will care at all. I have a coin, so I guess a Crush Claw's pretty good. Even a Queen's Guard's pretty good. With coin. I don't know if it gets big enough fast enough though. Norshire on 1, worth it? Yeah, probably to contest that dude, yeah. Probably.
Is someone injured?
They might be scared of it too. You think Wig is the #1 mulligan requirement? I mean, it definitely seems like the best card in the deck. I get it. Yeah. Do I draw here or just maintain tempo? I think I maintain tempo. If I fall too far behind, we're going to be screwed.
Right away.
Alright, these 2 next turns, fine. But like 1 4/2 Divine Shield here, right? It's just too much for me. That's not so bad, maybe. Heal here, worth it. Just keep playing stuff. I think I just keep playing stuff. Yeah, let's just keep playing stuff. Probably should have looked at that first for the record, but Voyage could be a pretty interesting pop-off. Like next turn with a Queen's Guard, double Thrive. Or with some crazy Serpent Wing action off the Thrives too.
Right away. Right away.
Okay. This could get really big as well off that game plan. Man, if I drew Radiant Elemental here, oh god, we'd be in business, dude. Radiant Elemental would be absolutely bonkers. Oh, this is more straight up hand buff, of course, not mech. Okay. That's kind of good to know. I think we might line up a little better against that. It's still really scary, I suppose, but I feel like we might be slightly better off. I think we go big on the Serpent Wings next turn, right? And the Valish even. Trying to think about how crazy I want to go here. Problem is these aren't active yet. I could go on them now. I only have 2 mana, so I only play 1 each. I feel like there's a better turn in the future, right? I think there's a better turn in the future.
Right away.
Yeah, we don't need this anymore. Protect some health here, maybe. This kind of heals that off anyway, but I just don't want to give him double damage on this right now. Yeah, I don't know. Could have gone for a Queen's Guard now, right? If I really wanted to try to win the board. Those are so gross. I need actually like a Naga to kick off these Serpent Wigs is the problem at the moment. I don't have a good... I mean, I guess I can just Zola. And then set up for next turn. But you still want a Valish too. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm taking too long here. If I knew the deck better... I might know the pace of this a little better, but I don't know the deck that well. It's like I really need Zola to survive here, honestly. Well, I also need a Radiant Elemental. Oh my god, Radiant Elemental would be so insane. Well, I guess I don't need Zola to survive. I need a minion to survive. Any minion's fine. Oh god, Radiant Elemental would be just absolutely just game-ending god tier play, right? I think we still do this.
Swim back from whence you came.
How big do I go on this guy, though? Do I just go into this one guy, or do I split it out? Oh, God, I don't know. Oh, God, I don't know. He's not that big is the problem. But there's 2 of them. Might hit here because this trade's a little too spicy, right? Okay, that is such an insane turn, honestly. I don't know. I don't know the right way to take that. Leviathan here is really good, unfortunately. Because it's like hand buffed and I think do they have it? Everything's going to 5. Oh my god, Samuro, so gross, dude. God! How is this a Hearthstone turn? That's just so dead. I'm so dead. Like, it's not even. That's so insane, dude. It's so insane. They have 27, so I'm alive if I do this. But to what end, right? I don't know what I'm even looking for that's any good or useful. I feel like there's no relevant play here. Can I maybe just like make them think a little bit? I like have to find a Lyra, or I guess I could get a silence off this, but it might be too late now. Maybe I should have tried for that, because this is definitely not a game-winning play. Like, this doesn't win the game. Lyra, like, maybe could. Lyra Radiant could do some pretty sick stuff, but I don't think it'll do enough. Tyrion! Talon, I mean. Because now even when I go for a silence, there's still just too many stats in play, right? I can't kill everything. Crush Claw is definitely not it, though. Do I look for Lyra, or do I try to... If I play silence, I'm still just dead, right? I can hit 2, 2, there's 2... Well, I can actually live with Gift, I think. Kill these 2, there's 5, 6.
I wonder.
5, 7. Yeah, actually, a Shard of the Nar, or whatchamacallit, actually would be enough here. shard or whatever.
Sorry. Anybody?
Pick me! Pick me! Right away.
I have to kill this, right? 2, 4, 6, yeah.
Revere her.
If I kill this, I'm dead. They have 7. Probably dead anyway, but... Did I have healed another card? Did I heal? Oh, I could have. Shoot, I could have drawn another card. Could have drawn off this and healed it. I don't know if I care about the heal so much, but drawing a card is definitely nice. Okay. Am I dead? No. Do I have lethal? Boy, it's close, I bet. Boy, it's really close, I bet. Oh my god. Do I do that or do I just play for Handmaiden lethal here? I mean, Lyra's so good, but there's just not a lot of mana left. Can I clear enough of the board? I don't have lethal, do I? There's no way. It's 4, 8. I don't think I have lethal. I don't know though. I mean, it might have been. I don't know. I don't know how you know. How do you ever find out? Holy Smite's really good. Focused will. I don't know. That doesn't help me. Shrine doesn't help me. Flash Shield helps me, okay.
Right away.
Dim helps me. Okay. Lyra, dude, Lyra. Okay. Alright, that's actually fine. Kills the Lyra, but, well, it also gets a lot of resources, which sucks, but I'm alive is the important thing. Do they kill the Lyra or do they ever kill the bigger stuff, I wonder? There's some logic to killing the bigger stuff, right? So, probably just want to go Elic Mount. Right, it's just so insane. You can actually silence this. It's easier to deal with. Just don't want to get too fancy here. I think this is totally fine. Right, like, let's just not get too fancy. Trade, this doesn't do me anything. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Oh my god. Where was that last turn? Is this worth playing now?
Tell me, Minnow. Have you done as I asked?
Do I ever need to heal my own face with this double taunt up? I don't think so, right?
Fabrics fit for her majesty.
Okay. So this should set up a lethal usually. 18 and 5, but I got a lot of bless action too. Yeah, that doesn't look that great. I mean, it might stop a lethal maybe. Bless is gonna give me 9, 7's 15, and 5's 20. I feel like I have 22 right now. Double taunt? Yeah, double taunt. How much is this? 5, and this is gonna be 9. It's 14, and 7 is 21, 23. I think. $16, 17, 18, and 5 is 23. Wow. Cannot believe I won this game, dude. This game, dude. Lyra absolutely saved the freaking day, dude. That, well, not even really the Lyra. It started with that idiot Nagaling hitting the the silence. I think I might have even done that a turn late, but it still worked out. Wow. 1 HP indeed, dude. Woo! Dude, I cannot believe we stabilized. Don't call him an idiot. Yeah, sorry. He's a hero.
Anduin versus
Absolute hero.
scenario.
This deck's hard to play, by the way. I don't even know if I like playing this. It's like kind of intimidating to play. I think this deck is just all about Serpent Wig. I think I just hard mulligan for Serpent Wig. Someone suggested that last game. I kind of buy it. It's just so important to fueling so many different aspects of the deck. And it's just the health buffs are so significant. I guess Thrive is sort of a Serpent Wig as well, so. Hey, Delarock. Wow, thanks for the 500 bits. Glad you're enjoying the Tess Rogue action. It's really fun to play Thief Rogue. I don't think Tess will end up being the good version of that, of course, but it's just so fun. Who cares? It's so enjoyable. So Crush Claw's good on 3. Druid, I mean, Druid can have trouble with big stuff, right? I mean, Scale can deal 14 damage to something, so it's got to be pretty big, I guess, for the record. It can't be. I think a 10-10 may not be enough against Druid, depending on the curve and stuff, of course. Oh. Radiance, exciting, yeah.
Job's done.
Zola can be fun. Hopefully this hangs around. I'll wig Amalgam next turn. I don't think I use the Radiant just yet, though. I think is this Guff already? Oh, just Nourish. Still terrifying. Wish I could get a Handmaiden out here. Not easy yet, though. Handmaiden again's great. Yeah, I don't think we need those. I mean, the spell swap's like kind of a cool idea, I guess, but... Okay, next turn I can go insane. I can go Radiant, double Serpent, Handmaiden, double Serpent. I got a Valish. Oh my god, forget it. If I got a Valish, forget it. I think I still go anyway, though, right? You can draw first too to see what we find. We don't have to commit the Radiant just... Oh, actually, well, no, I want to play the Radiant and the Wigs first. Never mind. Oh, I only have one Wig that's active. I thought both were. Guess I dumped one at the end there, huh? That makes that a little less interesting to me. Maybe I'll save the Radiant for one more turn later. I do have to worry already about scales, so... Can't really get this into a totally safe range, unfortunately. That's a little sad. Am I gonna burn a card if I go this route, though? For another Wig? Could drop a Northshire Cleric instead. Do I care about burning a card, though? No, let's just get big. This is fully answered by scale, though. Not the Northshire Cleric changes that. It's just... This board, I mean, is fully answered by scale. Hit, and then there's 14 left for scale on 7. It's kind of sad. Could have tried to just make this bigger this turn, maybe. Ugh. Okay, we start again. Easy. We'll just make big Queen's Guards now. Did I math wrong? Oh my god. Oh, never mind. It's not fully answered by scale because this can't die. There's only 6 scales. Oh my god, what a delight. Okay, scratch that. It's not answered by scales. I feel like this might be lethal. I don't know that for sure. 5 and 8's already 13 plus 2. I need a cheap Naga here.
Swim back from whence you came.
So... Actually, this is lethal. Yeah, okay. Cool. Nice. Okay, scale wasn't enough. Forgot this couldn't kill itself off. It's left at 3 after that trade, so they never have enough to Surprised they killed the 3/2 though, and not the giant dude. I don't know why they decided. I don't know. Felt like a strange. Maybe they thought the same thing I did. Maybe they were listening to the stream, and I convinced them that they had the math, and in reality they didn't. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
A just cause is always worth
I mean, this is a really good 1-2, and Voyage is insane, but I feel like I still have to find Serpent Wig ASAP. Can I greed this? Or, right? Like, it's another priest. I'll probably have some time for that. I don't think I can greed the Voyage yet, though. I think I don't know how good it is. It's great. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's an excellent card. It's obviously been very powerful for us. But is it good enough for the mulligan, I guess, is the question. D-Fly Mutt. Thanks for the Prime sub. Happy to be a part of the community. Well, I'm happy to have you here, so thank you. Oh, hey, you just draw the wig. That's easy. Yeah, this may die. Do I ever coin a wig? Yeah, let's coin a wig. We can get it back next turn. It's no big deal. I lose a coin, which is definitely valuable, but I create a nice little, like, oh, well, you can't do anything to this scenario. Wow, they had the exact same curve I did. That's crazy. I guess I don't really have good trades either, though, now. I actually need another wig myself. Need a Naga to make the wig good here, though. It's okay. I mean, it's the same board. Obviously pretty symmetrical here. Yeah, let's go Crush Claw. Nah, let's not hit for them. I don't see the advantage just yet. This is active now. Can wig heal. It can wig Northshire maybe. That makes sense. They go for a Crush Claw. You can wig that pretty well, but they haven't played a spell yet, so I guess that's not the line. Oh, wig Queensguard's good. Yeah, we'll do that. It's not the biggest Queensguard, but it resets the wig, and it's big enough for now. It's winning some tempo, right? Because if I get this 4/6 stacked up off these wigs, they're maybe never bringing it back. Silence notwithstanding, of course, but it might be really hard for them to get it back if I can just go big on this guy. I use my small dude here with a wig to trade in to the bigger guy. And then kind of have him hanging around. Just make another minion here. Reactivate the wig. And I feel like you can really see the difference in this matchup, how big of a like wig just changes the entire landscape of this game. Now, we're not out of the woods. I'm not saying we've won anything, but like the advantage we've netted so far has been distinctly wigs. They can still get silences, can still get big plays, but wig has been clutch. Shadowbird Devour is nice. Wow, that's gonna have a super high health total. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Do I ever dig for a Radiant Elemental here? Seems kind of wrong.
My blood boils for war.
Am I ever dumping a wig here for a bigger Voyage? I don't think so. I think I take the straight Voyage here is fine. I have another question. Do I ever go face instead of hit this thing? I don't think so, right? I think winning the board is too important. Again, kind of susceptible to randomly discovered stuff, but shouldn't be anything too bad just yet. Don't be a Radiant Elemental in here, please. Wouldn't have made it a right play, but I'll just be sad about it. Like, I'll still just be really sad. Okay, so this is... It's just a giga board at this stage. Hand's a little inflexible though. If like most of my like cheesy stuff's kind of gone already. Wig.
Pick me, pick me.
Bless. Okay. Scary. Bless again. Scary. Okay. Wig again. Scary. Wig again. Scary. Are these gonna be dead though? I feel like I don't know what this is actually at from a base attack, so I'm not sure if they're dead or not. I have 6, 7 at a default, so I need to find 14. Or I guess. Oh, okay. Now I need to find 17. Okay, dude, we get it. You got a lot of wigs, man. I see you, bro. It's very large. So, okay, what is my base here? We're at 9, 12, 14. So I need to find 10 damage. Each serpent wig is worth 3. Can I play 3 serpent wigs? I can play 2 very easily. Man, I don't know that I can play 3 that easily. I can't use I can't use a gift to really buff either. Oh, I can always play 3. Yeah, never mind. I have it. Because I don't need the last refresh, right? We're fine. This should do it. 16 and 6 is... Oh, I'm 1 off. I'm 1 off. How am I 1 off? I thought I counted. 16 and 6 is 22, 23. I'm 1 off! 15, 18, 22, 23. I thought that was enough. Okay, well, in that case, we gotta kill this. I can't let this go insane on us. Math OP, yeah, I thought I had it. Did they heal 1 more? I feel like I was doing 23 math at one point, but maybe not.
Yes,
I don't know. Maybe something changed. Wow, that's a pretty good recovery tool there, and it's got a high health total to boot. That's not bad at all, man. Kind of sad. My hand is clunky now. Jeez. Oh, Shadow Over Death's really good, though. Okay.
pick me, pick me.
All right. We're back. Reset again. Did I say 3 + 3 + 3 = 10? Maybe that's what I did wrong. I don't know. Thought I had it for a second. Okay, well, Pyro's in here too. Man, they got a crazy deck, actually. Theirs is very different than ours. Theirs has more... Well, I guess the Pyro is the only thing we've really seen that's more reactionary. I don't know. I'm very behind, though. I don't know how to pull this back. Like, I fell super behind. How many cards does this draw? They did use... Did they use both Blesses? Why don't I see either Bless in their deck list? I know they played a Bless. Why isn't it showing? This draws 4 cards, that's fine. I need to find some Radiant Elementals for Lyra pop-offs, I think. This is so risky against Priest, by the way. I know that. Never double. Never double Northshire. We've all heard it. We know. We've heard the tales. Don't you worry. We all heard. We know the rule. I'm saying screw the rules. I'm so dead, dude. I'm just out of steam here.
I must consider.
I never found a Radiant. And I'm gonna burn it here, actually. Ugh. Just dead. Probably dead to fatigue, honestly. Oh lord, what is this? What? Oh god. Okay, they're drawing 6 as well. Everybody just draw all the cards. Hopefully they don't get a gift to the Naru, because I am so wrecked. They even have the Wild Power Bits are on board. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun to watch.
Yes, well played.
Uh-oh, they got the gift. No, I'm drawing 10, dude. No. Oh god, no. No, not 10. No, 14. What am I saying? 7 times 2. I don't know why I said 10. 7 minions. It's gotta be lethal, right? I gotta pee, guys. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds. Alrighty. I feel like think I like their Wild Pyro a lot. That board they cleared with the Wild Pyro was kind of our last push, and it really made a difference. What? What? Okay, so I'm gonna only be able to play maybe one or two more of this. Unfortunately, I don't know that I got a lot of great YouTube games. I mean, that Paladin one was insane, but I need more for a full video. But before I end the stream, and I need to end it about, about 45 minutes or so. Before I end the stream, I want to go watch the Marvel Snap gameplay reveal from yesterday. Apparently there's going to be a live stream tonight with even more gameplay, but there was a gameplay reveal yesterday that we didn't watch. And it's going to take about 15 minutes or so. So I got about maybe 20 minutes of gameplay here to be safe. Because I want to edit that into a video for later tonight. The Marvel Snap. Have I played the Marvel Snap? No, apparently a lot of Hearthstone people played it. I did not participate in any sort of playing experience. But it looks cool. Looks cool. So we got a Serpent Wig. I think we can keep a Crush Claw. I don't have coins, so I don't actually have a good Crush Claw spell enabler here. But there's just not a lot of other great openers for me, other than maybe Slither Spear. But I don't need a Zola, that's for sure. Still trying to master this mulligan. I feel like I really want Slither Spears and Serpent Wigs, and beyond that, I'm not 100% sure. Do I ever Valish Serpent Wig this turn? I don't think so. I think the pop-offs is too potential. Yeah, I think I had a pretty similar takeaway to Redius about Marvel Snap. Yeah, I liked how each game includes a different rule set by default given the locations, and there's something like 100,000 plus permutations of rule sets. So it's almost never going to feel like the same game 2 times in a row. So that's cool. Regis is on Broad's naughty list. Well, no, I got sent some cool stuff in the mail. I just wasn't in the playtest. No naughty list for me. I'm thinking about here if I tempo Radiant Elemental or not. I still don't think so. I think we're gonna play for a bigger swing here. Warlock these days doesn't really have great high health single target removal, right? They've sort of lost the Siphon Soul side of the world. You know what I mean? So I wonder if I can just build big stuff and have it stick. This play would be a little bit weak to the Fel removal thing, deal 5 thing at 3. They do have Twisting Nethers sometimes and Gigafins now, depending on the deck, if it's Curse Warlock. So that's something to think about. If it's Curse Warlock, I could go for like a Lyra full hand strategy late. Might be tough to beat 3/3s in that case, though.
I must consider.
All right, let's just open up the hand. This is kind of risky in some ways, but I need this Crush Claw active to get the Serpent Wake flowing. Basically, this creates a turn 4 play for me. I hate using the Bless, what I think is a little too early, but... Oh, you think it's Rogue? Oh, it could be Rogue. Yeah, this would be a good null answer if it's Rogue. So that'd be fine. Ooh, another Serpent Wing. Good timing. Split these out? Yeah.
Right away.
It's probably still big enough. Doesn't really matter, but this is going to have a higher health total to play off of. This is the thing they kind of want to kill, so maybe splitting it out will be nice. So I can play a lot of Wigs next turn. Is it enough to kill them? That sounded ridiculous in my head, but I'm not sure it is ridiculous. Is this ever lethal? The problem is one of these Wigs isn't currently active. I have to play a Valish to activate it, so... Or a Crush Claw, so I kind of lose one Wig cycle. You know what? I think I'm gonna go, though, off the Queen's Guard. think I just play this one early. Well, no, I can still go Crush Claw. It doesn't change anything. I don't have a Bless, so I can probably split these out a little, right?
Tell me, Minnow, have you done as I asked? That was awesome!
I need actually another Valish. No Valish.
I don't have enough mana.
What turn is it? I mean, I hold these right. There's no need to push extra. It doesn't change any like lethal outs or anything. What turn is it, dude? Oh my god. That is such a sick turn. That's so crazy. If I'd gotten the Valish, it was lethal, right? Because I would have just had another Queensguard cycle. I don't know, man. It might have been hard to get to 12 without... I mean, if you're buffing a Slither Spear and sacking him up faster, it might have been enough, but... I don't think... Yeah, the Elemental was a Naga. That would have gave me an extra cycle as well. Yeah, there were a lot of ways to make it even bigger. Boop. Let the two big boys get the win. Crazy, dude. I cannot believe... I'm not saying this deck's like too good or anything. I'm not making a big value statement about the power of this deck, but I can't believe they put Radiant Elemental back in the game. They just got rid of Sorcerer's Apprentice problems and Wild and stuff, and now Radiant Elemental's back with this insane 1 mana spell. Like, I don't think that experience that we just gave our opponent was good for Hearthstone at all. Yeah, it was fun to do. Like, yeah, it was a big pop off, cool, but that felt miserable for my opponent, I bet.
A just cause is always
Oh my god, dude. I'm starting to think Radiant Elemental is so powerful that I might just be keeping that in the mulligan as well. Valish is so powerful. Is Queensguard powerful? Queensguard is a cheap activator for Serpent Wakes. I mean, that's true. Can honestly just like play it kind of early too. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Queensguard. I don't know. Slither Spear, if I could just say, get rid of the Queensguard and give me a Slither Spear, obviously I would do that, but I'm not guaranteed that that's gonna happen, so. I did like the go... Oh, okay, Slither Spear, there it is. Yeah, nice, okay. So that'll activate the Wig. I don't think I go for the Wig this turn. This thing might die, but it's kind of okay if it does. I can still go like Elemental Wig next turn. And it'll very often survive. Oh my. Okay. Do I just play like all of this stuff? Well, not literally all of it, but you know, like Elemental, Slither Spear, and various Wigs, and just snowball here? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Gonna go ahead and buff this as opposed to getting extra attack on the Slither Spear. It's only 1 extra attack, and I think the health on this is really important, right? So we definitely want the Elemental to survive here if possible. This doesn't need to get buffed by that order, by the way, because it's gonna lose its attack before it gets to attack anyway, right? Oh, hey, a cheap curse. Still not gonna play it, but that's cool. Alrighty, so this is gonna go to 3/5 and then 5, 7. I think I trade the 4 health one in then, right? 4 attack one, I mean. I think I do trade to protect the Radiant Elemental. Did I just lose my... Oh my god, I just lost my... That wasn't probably right. I don't know why I did that. I've never done that before. That's the first time I've ever sacrificed a Wig for nothing. I don't know why I did that. It's maybe okay. I mean, we're close to winning, but That's the first time I've ever thrown one away. I don't know. My brain just didn't think about it that time for some reason. In like 7 games, I've never lost one. That I recall. Until it's lethal anyway. We get 9. Thrive is gonna get me a new one anyway. Cool. Didn't get me one. Bless is even better. Cool. Does this go to 10? It does. Nice. Cool. Okay. So it might have actually been right to use it, but I'm still a little sad. I don't know. Not sure it made a difference, but great. Well, this deck's crazy when it goes off. Yeah, curses actually do help me a little bit. Yeah. Any duels in the near future? Yeah. We'll be back to duels soon. I just wanted to play the new buff stuff. Buffed standard. Sea Dryad Lunara.
Beware the turning tide.
Not the hands. I think it's all elementals, wigs, and slither spears for mulligans. I'm really honing in on what's been the most powerful spikes for us. Wig is good. Handmaiden, yeah. You ever coin an amalgam here? I mean, I guess you coin Queen's Guard. You don't queen amalgam. No, Queen's Queen Guard's pretty good actually. Oh, do you just slither spear instead? Yeah, I think so. Next turn I can go coin Serpent Wig Queen's Guard for a really big Queen's Guard. Since this wig is now active. Wild Growth, we're gonna need to go fast, so let's do it. Let's do it. A monster board already, honestly, dude. It's turn 2 and I've got 2 4/5s. I mean, this is not really a 4/5 for long, I guess, but it's a pretty monster board. We can go Amalgam Wig next turn. I guess I'm gonna greed the Bless a little bit. Sort of need to value trade that, don't we? It's a more annoying a minion than I'd like to admit. Do I ever just Bless here on the 2/5 and kind of go all in? Just trade off the 4/5 and just go all in on the big one? Because it's going to be big. It's going to be a 9/9. We're not yet, and that's a 9/9, by the way. That's. I mean, do I even kill this? Does it make a difference? Like, they're wanting to play Nourish or Guff. They could have got like a Sea Strike. That's a kind of a good trade into the 9/9. But then I'm left behind a 4/5 anyway.
I wonder.
Part of me is thinking just send everything face. But if I isolate one big thing, that kind of does the same thing over 2 turns. Yeah, I'm going to go into the big one. I'm going to go big now. Just going to go big now. It's a 10 attack minion already. It's risky, right? Being all in like this is risky. I'm not that all in though, because I have a Handmaiden that's ready to go. I have another wig buffing this again. It's gonna be at 11. I'm just, I'm saying like, okay, if you want to play Nourish or Guff, you're maybe dead, right? Like you might just die. In fact, can I kill them for sure? I can get a Bless a lot of the time. Is that lethal? Not quite. I wouldn't have mana to wig and Bless. 2 spells is already, I think this is falling to 9, right? So 2 spells is already, if I get the other wig, that's 3 spells, that's 12, plus the wigs themselves is only 15, right? So it's not actually lethal here. Wig puts it at 11, this puts it at 12, the other wig puts it at 14. I said 15 earlier, but either way, it's not lethal. Yeah, it's 14. Yeah, we can't, so we'll draw instead, that's fine. So now, Onyxia again is actually, Scale of Onyxia is actually enough again to clear the board. I mean, all it does is clear for the record. But it is enough, so I'd have to reset. So I need to win soon. If they don't have scale, we're probably in business, but scale itself is a little bit of an issue. Guess a big taunt might be an issue, but probably not because I can just buff the 3/2, right? Oh. That is not the big taunt I was expecting or acknowledging. So they're 13. Can I get through this and hit for 13? Oh, even more than 13. Okay. I don't think this feels like a lethal then, does it? Bless doesn't really help me a lot here. A Voyage might be really nice. I'm more likely to get it by drawing it. No, I don't know. It's close, but I get to pick here. No Voyage. School teacher, I don't have a play yet. Yeah, this is frustrating. Can I deal 8 here? Not quite, right? It's going to 5. A Bless would put it to 6 with the Thrive, but I don't have that right now. Yeah, this is not my favorite turn. I think we're just going to kind of have to go wide and play for next turn.
I wonder.
If I buff this up to 6, it still dies to the trade. It doesn't even value trade. So yeah, I think we go wide. A little sad. I don't think this is a good turn. I mean, it's not like we're in a bad spot or anything afterwards, right? Like we're looking okay. It just doesn't feel like we did enough. Didn't really get to cycle the wigs. I didn't. That seems a little slow. This is gonna hit the 3/4, I guess. Surely I can get to 17 off this. Like almost certainly, right? Buff this once, those 2 hit, then I have, I don't know. Is it actually guaranteed? A Bless here pushes this to 5. I don't actually know if I have it again. I should really count, but I'm just so lazy, honestly. I'm just so lazy. So this is already another 4. That's enough. Sweet. Cool. Scary. That was scary. I think scale would have put us in a tough spot. I mean, the Kolak was weird too. It was also awkward, but I think scale would have been even more awkward. Okay. Well, I guess we play one more since we're about to hit legend. And then if I don't, I'm going to actually stop if I don't win this. But this is the last game either way. And then we're going to watch that gameplay video for Marvel Snap, I think. I really wanted to get a video out for that tonight. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a really good chance to get the video done. So I want to get that done in the next, like, today. Is this a rogue or a demon hunter, I wonder?
Worth fighting for.
All right, Queen's Guard with coin feels really good, I think. Otherwise, we look for wigs, Valish, and Slither Spear, and I don't know, maybe Handmaidens or something. Hands, yeah, it gets me a wig, but sometimes anyway, it's kind of not my favorite turn. This is an actual legit demon hunter, I think.
Swim back from whence you came.
This might be a real demon hunter. I don't know if we're good against Demon Hunter. Like, if they go wide enough, I don't know if I'll ever catch up. Oh, that's a really good answer. Wow. I might already just be losing. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Wig, but I'm not close to it yet. Next turn, I think we'll just gift, Thrive, set up the Handmaiden, try to play for a reload here. Gonna need some kind of big swing turn with, like, Radiance and Wigs and stuff, because we don't actually clear boards at all otherwise. Man, I didn't even take enough damage for the idiot gift here. Are you joking? Do I still need to play it, or do I just wait? I need to draw cards. I think I still just play it. I need the Handmaiden to be ready to go next turn at the start of the turn. I mean, obviously I can play it next turn, but that means I'm locking out my mana. Is there anything I'd want to do anyway? Maybe not. No, it's fine. It's fine. There's nothing to spend that mana on anyway. There's no 1 mana play next turn that's really good. I can wig the Handmaiden, but it's like, who cares? It's not doing anything important. So I'm basically playing off of like a big treasure guard buff. I'm playing off of some kind of radiant elemental shenanigans with Lyra, or just a big radiant that they can't deal with that wins the game. That sort of stuff's where we're hoping to go here. It's not going to be easy though, because currently I don't have any of the cards I just mentioned. I think Radiant in particular is going to be necessary to develop the tempo necessary to pull this off. So I can go like Treasure Guard Wig. Might slow the bleeding here a little bit, but it doesn't last for long. If I could go Radiant Elemental Wig, Treasure Guard Wig, that would be sick. A Valish would be pretty sick too, honestly. School teachers just aren't fast enough. There's like stuff here that's good, like Holy Smite and stuff, but it's such a big mana commitment if it doesn't connect, right? It's such a big mana commitment. There's no like good big Queen's Guard. I don't know, man. Maybe something off Bran on this too. Oh, Devouring Plague Bran is actually really insane next turn. Okay. No. Just need hand space.
Job's done.
Okay, I still don't know if it's gonna be enough though. It's 4 mana. I might just be dead here too, is another problem. It's like you're not really that alive even, honestly. I'm hoping this is a speed bump they hit into this Northshire. My dad actually apparently not. Or maybe? Oh, not dead. Okay. Radiant. I think I still have to go for the Bran here for the stabilization turn, right? But Radiant's really interesting.
Who knows what secrets will unfold?
Do we think I'll be alive here? Does this heal me for the full 8 or does it only heal me for 5? I actually don't know how it works. I honestly don't know how it works.
Pick me!
Job's done.
Only heals 5. Okay, so we might still be dead, but I made an interesting line here to set up a win on Bran, maybe. Or just a big treasure guard, too. Z-Log! Oh, that's gotta be lethal, right? That's gotta be. That's so much damage. Oh, but the 1/1 is tanking for me. I forgot. Oh my god, the 1/1's tanking. Wow. Dude, a bless here could be sort of insane. I don't really know how to handle this turn yet, though. I think it starts like this regardless. Oh my god. Four is 16. I don't have enough mana to really... I think I can only get to 20, right? I think I need to go Treasure Guard here to be safe.
I must consider.
I think I can only get to 20. I don't think I had it yet.
Your history.
Quickly.
I gotta think about this, right? I don't know. I'm gonna be greedy. I don't know. I don't know, man. Do they have any many like silences. I don't know, dude. I'm being so greedy right now. Not healing is like, is it right? I don't know, dude. I just worried about like multi-strike. I'm not really. Oh my god, I am worried about multi-strike. Fell Barrage hits the minion first. There's only one, so that's not going face. Multi-strike's just not big enough here, right? Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. My big boy wins the game. 4 legends. Woo! Crazy game. Crazy game. I love it. Making the bold plays. Yippee! It's pretty high legend rank for me, actually. But I usually debut like 10K or something. That was fun. Grimgrot, thanks for the 100 bits, dude. Appreciate it. Hi, YouTube. Yeah, that definitely was going to be a great video cap there. We beat Poop Man for legend. Yeah, this deck does indeed feel very good. I like it a lot. We actually just went 6-1, and I really don't think I played it optimally. I think we started figuring out the mulligans as we went. Definitely got better, but do not think I played it optimally at all. So, before we go, I want to do one more thing, guys. We're going to watch this video real quick. This is a gameplay reveal for Marvel Snap. Yeah, full gameplay reveal for Marvel Snap. I might actually turn. I don't know how much of you guys are gonna obscure the video here. Let's see. I might need to do that other view.
Death is great.
Oh, you're not really obscuring
12 power
much.
is
Okay.
humongous.
So, we watched the reveal for this yesterday for Marvel Snap, and. Go default view still. I wish this default view was just a little like you guys. I wish you blocked just a little bit more of the. There's no zoom that makes this the right adequate size. Like that's the best one, but it's a little awkward how you guys are. But I take up less of the frame this way too. So anyway. We watched the reveal for this yesterday. I didn't know there was a gameplay walkthrough during my stream yesterday, so I'm circling back to watch this gameplay walkthrough. There's also going to be a longer stream apparently tonight, very soon, for Marvel Snap. And just to recap, if you don't know Marvel Snap, this is Ben Brode's new game. It's a new card game, Marvel game.
Greetings.
You
This is
guys-
Ben Brode
you guys
from
know
Chef
him?
Dinner. And, ooh,
Ben Brode.
I got a couple full games of Marvel Snap to show you today. I'll pause them to cover some high-level details.
When I went to the cinematic thing, it's I was afraid I covered
Can't
too
wait
much
to
of
show
the
it to you.
screen.
Let's jump in.
We'll see. Maybe it's fine.
Today I'm going to be playing a ranked match. There's going to be something at stake here.
So, okay. Is this loud enough for you guys?
Today I'm going to be playing a ranked match. There's going to be something at stake here. The game is all about the Cosmic Cube. One Cosmic Cube gives you ultimate power, but what's better than one Cosmic Cube is every Cosmic Cube from every dimension in the multiverse. That's what Marvel Snap's about. That's how we determine
the
your rank.
cubes.
So the more Cosmic Cubes you have, the higher your rank on the ranked leaderboard. The winner of this match is going to win one Cosmic Cube, and the loser is going to lose one Cosmic Cube, and your rank is going to go either up or down based on that.
I want all the cosmic cubes.
My opponent today is Hamilton, and I'm playing a deck that tries to...
I think it was kind of weird how his name's on the top and the other guy's name is on the bottom. That's strange. I did watch this video just so you guys know. I'm heads up. I'll try to kind of like walk through it a little bit. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Bro does a good job
and
walking
I'm playing a
through.
deck that tries to buff my own cards, and the first location here is Wakandan Embassy. Wakandan Embassy gives...
So the one thing I don't know that he opened up well with is each match there are 3 random locations, and these are what you're fighting over. So like the bottom number is your score at this location, and the top number is your opponent's score at this location. And they get revealed over time, and they each have a game-affecting mechanic. And there's like supposedly already 50 of these in the game, and they want to add a new one every week. So what that means is you have like 50 and then 49 and then 48 possibilities every single game already, which is like 100,000 permutations. And I guess they could all be in different orders too. So there really is, I think, like 100,000 plus permutations, so that every game feels distinct and different, and you're not just slamming meta deck into meta deck over and over again, but you're actually adapting to what's happening in game, which I think is kind of cool. I feel like in Hearthstone, we've got these like stale metas that always happen, and every game, especially like quest lines, play out exactly the same over and over again. Oh my God, I know exactly how this game goes. I played this same game 37 times. I feel like this gives you the opportunity to say, oh man, this is a weird pair of these 2 locations. how are these going to impact this game? You have to kind of reset and think about every single game. So anyway, this is Wakandan Embassy. It gives +2 power to cards in players' hands. Cards really only have one stat line. It's power, the kind of big number on the top right. There's a cost as well, but a power. There's not like attack and health. They just have power. You're just trying to make the number go up. And effects, of course, that manipulate
+2 power to cards in both players' hands. So all the cards that started in my hand are going to get an extra little bonus here. Every location has a different, unique ability. We don't know what the other two are going to be just yet. They're going to reveal themselves next turn and the turn after that. The goal of the game
Every
is
game's
to
6
win
turns, by the way.
2 out of 3 locations. So if I can win 2 out of 3 locations, then I win the game.
Unless it's not.
Now,
There
I
could
win
be things that
locations
change
by
that.
playing my cards at them, and every card has a certain amount of power, and it adds its power to a location, and if you have more power on your side of the location than your opponent has on their side of the location, then you're winning that location.
Okay, so you kind of did explain that.
You're going to win 2 out of 3 to win the game. So it's turn 1. I have 1 energy to spend. You get a little more energy each turn. Only 1 card I have in my hand that costs 1 is Yondu. Yondu is going to add 2 power to a location, and also when he reveals himself to my opponent, he's going to destroy the top card of my opponent's deck, which will give me a little more information about what kind of deck my opponent is playing here. Now, turns are played simultaneously in this game, so while I am thinking about what I want to do, my opponent's thinking about what they want to do, and when we both end the turn, we reveal our choices to each other. Yondu destroys Nightcrawler there. My opponent plays Hawkeye, which gives him a little bonus if he...
I noticed something here. You can play these even though you don't know yet what the reveal is. Like, he played it in a spot that hadn't been revealed yet. So you can kind of like take a gamble and say, I'm going to play it here even though I don't know what this is. You know, he played before that popped up. So that's a little side.
Another card to that location next turn. So that's a little bit of a hint for me that he might play another card to the Wakandan Embassy next turn. And the middle location here is Avengers Compound. It says on turn 5, all cards must be played here. So I know I'll have to play a card to Avengers Compound on turn 5. The game is only 6 turns long. It's pretty short, and you have to be winning 2 out of 3 locations.
They said it's 3 minutes per game too, so that kind of implies like 30 seconds per turn is all you get, and there are 6 turns. I like cubes. MMR is not hidden. Well, I mean, in theory, it's not, but I guess did they actually specify that you're matched up based on the exact number of cubes you have, or could there be some underlying hidden MMR system? Either way, I hope it's transparent as well.
At the end of turn 6 in order to win the game.
Yeah,
So
you
got
gotta. Did I say that? You gotta win 2 out of 3 spots. You can sacrifice 1 to win 2.
By Mr.
A lot of,
Sinister,
like,
who
Gwent
splits in
stuff
half
in that
both,
side of things.
Creates a copy of himself. And I can play Forge, who has already been buffed by Wakandan Embassy, and gives the next card I play +2 power. So actually, Mr. Sinister's quite good with that buff because he will split and get 2 more powerful copies. My opponent played Star-Lord, which normally would be quite good because if he guesses where I'm going to play, he gets an extra bonus. But he played it to Wakandan Embassy to buff his Hawkeye, and I didn't play there, so he didn't get the bonus. So it's turn 3. Let's see what the third location is going to be. The Space Throne. Wow. So it's just only one card can be here for each
That's
player.
crazy.
Well, that's very interesting. Normally, I want to play a bunch of cards to try and get the highest power I can, but Space Throne means I should just play my highest card, I think. It will overcome my opponent's highest card at that location. I played Forge last turn, so the next card I play is going to have +2 power. So I'm going to play Brood, and Brood is going to make 2 extra copies of itself. And that's great with Forge because all of the copies will have 2 extra power. Oh, my opponent played Electro, which destroys an enemy 1.
A lot of cards being played here. Are you drawing 1 card per turn always, I guess? I wasn't really noticing the hand, or do you just always fill your hand? Yeah, a lot of people are saying it feels like Smash Up. Yeah, I haven't played Smash Up, but that's been a common... Is he drawing 1 card per turn? Here's 2. He goes from 2 to 3. Yeah, he's drawing 1 card per turn. Okay, just want to double check that.
But I get 2 extra Broodlings. I have a lot of 6 power Broodlings now at Wakandan Embassy. I have 18 power there. That's huge.
Owning
it's turn
Wakanda
4.
right
We're
now.
over halfway through the game here at this point. And next turn, I will have to play to Avengers Compound. I really want to get Namor, as big as I can get Namor. So I'm going to play Nakia here, and that buffs all the cards in my hand by giving all of them +2 power. I don't want to waste any energy, so I'm going to play Ant-Man as well. It's a little bit risky because you can only have 4 cards at a location. Playing Ant-Man means that I won't be able to play any more cards to Wakandan Embassy. It gives my opponent a lot of information
Show your
about
hand. You know about the capped at 18.
how strong I am there. But it's going to be a lot of power. I feel pretty good about being able to win Wakandan Embassy, and so I'm not too worried about giving away that information. Nakia buffs all the cards in my hand, giving them +2 power. My Namor's getting bigger and bigger, which is really helpful for me to try and protect my strategy. Oh, my opponent plays Spider-Man. Oh, no, Spider-Man...
This is insane.
Webs up a location, making it so you can't play there next turn. And because of Avengers Compound, I have to play there and nowhere else. So I actually can't play any cards this turn. I can't even play Namor to the Space Throne. This is terrible.
You have to play a card here on 5. Spider-Man says, actually, you can't play cards here next turn. So he's literally unable to do anything.
Terrible for me. I just have
He's
to
just
do
locked
nothing
out.
and end my turn. I drew Captain America. He's useless. Mr. Sinister, useless. I just have to watch while my opponent does whatever they want to bolster their own side. That is terrible for me. And it looks like they're going to play Iron Man. Oh no, Iron Man doubles the power at a location. So now he's got 14 power at Avengers Compound.
Iron Man
so
has
my play
zero
is
power
just to
himself.
play Namor to
Screw you,
Space
Iron
Throne. Maybe get a little extra power to try and
You
win
get nothing.
tiebreakers by playing Mr. Sinister to the middle location. But this is not looking great for me. If he has a big enough card at the Space Throne, I'm definitely going to lose. Something really important to note about the last turn of the game is that the cubes at stake will double at the end of the game. Which means at this point, it is
Cubes
my
are like
last
your
opportunity
MMR, your rank,
to think
basically.
about, am I going to win this game or am I going to lose this game?
like
'Cause if I'm
stars
gonna
in
lose,
Hearthstone.
I should bail out.
So this is going to go to like gaining 2 stars for a win or losing 2 stars for a loss. So you can retreat before it goes to 2 if you think you're screwed. So you can kind of hedge and save your rank a little bit in bad scenarios. Or
out right now and retreat while the stakes are still at 1. But if I stay in and see how this game ends, then I have to risk 1 more cube. So the winner, if I stay in, the winner's going to win 2 cubes and the loser's going to lose 2 cubes. It'll be a little bit more of an impactful game towards my rank. And I'm feeling pretty good. I got Namor pretty high. I think I'm going to win this game. So I'm sticking it out. We'll see how it goes. So Namor gets a big bonus because he's the only card to location. So he goes up to 14. Mr. Sinister not doing too much right now, but giving me a little extra power.
Mr.
My
Sinister.
opponent plays Magneto. Magneto grabs all the 3 and 4 cost cards and moves them to that location. But there's no room for any more cards because the Space Throne can only have 1 card in it. So that's less power than Namor.
so
Magneto
move
grabs
all
all the
opposing
3
3
and
and
4
4
cost
cost cards to this location. Oh, but you can only have 1 card here. Only 1 card? Yeah, only 1 card can be here, so nothing moved over. Okay, so he was trying to steal the points here to win Wakanda because he knew he was already going to lose here, but you can't because of the rules. So that's really like the rules kind of shut down Magneto, but Spider-Man kind of shut down, like, you can see how the cards interacting with the locations is actually pretty significant, yeah. I don't know if I need chat up, by the way. You guys aren't really saying that much. Yeah, you're saying a little, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. 12 power is probably his biggest. Yeah, I'm not saying like this is a misplay. I'm just saying like that would be what would happen if this weren't the mechanic, right? I'm not saying like, oh, he's an idiot. Obviously he knows how to play the game more than I do. I'm just saying like in a scenario where this wasn't a locked out board, right? That would be, but he's just out of options. He just doesn't have a way to beat the numbers here. So that just goes to show what the locations actually do that is significant. Now, okay, we're going to skip back to the next game. I want to, like, I'll link this. Of course, you guys can watch the whole thing, but I want to talk about the snap mechanic because I'm running out of time. The gameplay here is pretty similar. I mean, there's obviously different interactions and stuff. You can see some different, like this says 1, 2, and 3 cost cards. It can't be played here. If you're an aggro deck, screw you. When you play a card here, destroy it. So I guess you got to get cards there other ways. Maybe have some like death rattle style effects, etc. 12 cards in your deck, yeah, and you only draw 9 cards. I think they said, which means you draw 1 per turn for 6 turns, plus maybe 3 start in your hand. So you don't always see your whole deck every game, and there's no like duplicate copies. It's exactly. You know, exactly 12 unique cards, basically. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the snap mechanic. There is a mechanic where you can snap.
Snap if you didn't think you were going to easily overcome.
Okay, hold on.
Humongous. It's going to be very hard for me to deal with. They play Hulk or something, that's going to be 22 power. Namor's not enough to deal with something like that. They're going to have a huge... Oh, no, they snapped also. Well, that's
okay. He didn't. Hold up. I gotta find where he talks about the next snap. So a snap is essentially a mechanic where you can choose to double the stakes. So like you can double it from 1 to 2, and then your opponent can double it from 2 to 4, and then the final turn will double it up to 8 cubes at stake. So there's this kind of bluffing mechanic where you say, "I think I'm gonna win," or there's a straightforward mechanic where you say, "I think I'm gonna win. I want doubled stakes because I know I'm gonna win. I want those cubes. I want my rank to go up more." So I'm going to snap and get more cubes. And maybe the opponent goes, "Oh my God, I'm screwed. I can't beat this guy. He's really confident. He's got 4. He's going to snap to 4 cubes. I'm out of here. I don't want to risk it." So you could bluff too. Like you could say like, oh, I have no chance. Maybe if I snap, I'll convince them that they are going to lose, even though I don't have it. They might leave just because I snapped, and so there's this kind of like poker bluffing mechanic. Apparently it's like backgammon too, but I don't know anything about backgammon. So basically you can kind of mind games your opponent, but it could backfire as well. Now my problem is going to be, I'm going to want to see the end of every game no matter what. Like I want to know if I got there, you know? So I'm going to be kind of beholden to snaps probably.
And, it's not enough to win nowhere. The Kia Docs Iron Man. Oh, well, that's really.
We've already seen Iron Man. So as you can see here, like the final stakes here went up to 8. You know, again, I'll link this so you can watch this whole video if you want. There's also going to be a big VOD later, more gameplay. Now, I just wanted to, like, I haven't played this game yet.
The game is.
I've never played Marvel Snap. A bunch of Hearthstone people did, though. I saw, like, Trump talking about it. I saw Nicolina talking about it. I saw Sun Glitters talking about it. Apparently, they've been doing, like, tournaments and playtests behind the scenes. And everybody's saying really good things. Now, I can't vouch for this. You'd have to check with those people independently. But the word on the street is it's both very fun and addictive, and the dev team was like super plugged into everybody and offering a ton of like insights and adjustments, and apparently maybe even like talk them into the PC client and stuff. So like Sun Glitter said, she was just like playing it on her phone constantly. It was really sad when they finally ended like the test period or whatever. So it's got some hype building among content creators. Now, that said, content creators said Artifact was going to be the best game in history. Literally, dozens of people were talking about how Artifact was the greatest game ever made. And it wasn't, to say the least. So I would say let's proceed with caution and hesitation as always, right? Like, we don't know the full monetization details. We got more people to play it. There is, I think, an inherent bias among content creators playing stuff early to want to like it for 2 reasons. Number one, if it's successful, that's good for them. This is including me. I have the same biases. It's we're biased to like it because we want it to be good, because that means our content's going to be more successful. But also, it's like you have early access. You're getting to do the thing. You know, you don't have a lot of feedback from various groups of people. It's all like really dedicated strategic gamers. So you can kind of get caught up in the hype and not be objective. That said, so far everybody's saying a lot of good things, so we'll see. That said, it's free to play. It's not like you got to risk a lot to try it out, try it out and see how it goes. I think beta, for like a closed beta starting soon. You can sign up on the website if you want to check it out and try to get into the closed beta. Otherwise, who knows when it'll be out, but it looks pretty polished and almost done. I would expect a release fairly near future, basically. Is it only on mobile? No, they said they're going to make a PC client as well. It sounds like maybe that would come a little later, kind of like an inverse Hearthstone, but mobile first with PC. I don't know how it's going to translate to PC. It's got a pretty narrow vertical build here. I think the cards read a little small, personally. I think that's why they have these like big logos that, like, whether you've got a variant skin or not, you can still kind of identify it, but it reads a little small to me. But otherwise, I think it looks pretty cool. Cards look cool. Sounded nice. Animations looked good. Like, a lot of positive production values, as far as I could tell. So I'm very excited. I'm really curious to try this out. If it indeed delivers like everybody's saying, it sounds like it could be a hit for sure. And we know that Ben has made some great gameplay feeling moments in the past. Like, Hearthstone nailed the gameplay, nailed the presentation, the feel, the production values. That was what Hearthstone did best. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm not confident it's going to be a great streaming game. There's not a lot of downtime, and it's maybe a little hard to read. I mean, I like that there's kind of just 6 numbers you have to know to understand the state of the game, but there's not like a lot of really long, in-depth, 20-minute games for people to really get hooked. So I'm definitely wondering if it'll be good to stream or not. Curious. We'll try it, but might be more of a game people play than one that's like big on Twitch and pops off on Twitch and stuff. Might still be good for YouTube videos, so this can be more like educational in essence. Yeah, I mean, just looking at my screen right now, right? Like, I know I don't have this maximized. This isn't true to scale for a phone, but actually it's much bigger than a phone. I mean, for me, it's like not that far away, but the text is way tinier than your guys' text, which I size to be appropriate, like the Twitch chat text. I thought it was readable at a YouTube scale, and the text in the game is much, much smaller if I were to be streaming this in full screen. So might be hard to read on a YouTube or content scale. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna drop off of here. We'll check this out when it comes out. I'm very excited to try it. I hope it's good. I want games to be good for the sake of competition, for the sake of having more options for people. Definitely hope it's good. So I will see you all tomorrow. Let me drop a raid before I go. Actually, I won't be here tomorrow. I got visiting family tomorrow. Actually, I won't be here tomorrow. But Sunday I'll be back, and there'll be plenty of videos on YouTube to entertain you in the meantime. So thanks for hanging out today. Appreciate all the subs and gifts and follows and kind words, all that great stuff. Thanks for the support as always. And enjoy this raid. Can't find a good raid target. Here we go. Mimosas and Hearthstone sounds good. Nobody had cameras. All right. See you, everybody. We did talk about snapping. Yeah, we did. All right. Love you, everybody. Thank you. See you soon. This is a funny face I paused on, but it's a great way to end the video. I'll just zoom in on bro to end the video. So love you. Thank you. And until next time, game on.